I forgot to turn these on. There we go. That's better. Happy Saturday, everybody. How's everybody doing? I was actually working on my edit for the reaction for episode 3 of The Sandman, so that'll be dropping tomorrow. And I'll be watching. I'm hoping to watch at least up until 6 tonight. I hope. And then finish the rest of it tomorrow, and then work on getting the edits out for you guys throughout the week. Starting off with a super chat. Scott, thank you, man. Gonna be at work when the stream starts, but you think it's the final season of The Flash? You think we'll, since it's the final season of The Flash, you think we'll for sure see Sarah or Jefferson come back? Honestly, I would say it's possible, but I think that is probably going to be the last thing on their mind with it. Sarah, I would say, has a higher chance of coming back because they did kind of want to... They had mentioned that they had wanted to help close out the Legends story. But with that amount of episodes, I'm not sure how they'll be able to satisfactorily clear up the Flash side of stuff while also cleaning up the other shows and all of that at the same time. But who knows? Maybe they can wrap it in and incorporate it into the Flash's main plot. But from what we know about Season 9, I feel like it's going to be very personal to the Flash team. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Rumors of Chloe Bennett returning to Marvel to play Daisy Johnson Quake in the MCU are true. That means that Secret Wars are not far behind. Well, I mean, we already know Secret Wars is coming. It's that's at least confirmed, so we know that's on the way. And if that does, if she does return, I'm very curious to see if she'll be the same one or if a variant. Of course, I've only seen up to the 2nd season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I have no idea what happens with that character or that show beyond those episodes. Oh, hi, Mark. Ha ha ha. Yes, please. No spoilers beyond episode 3 of Sandman, please. That's me. What's up, Just Me? So far, The Sandman has been a great adaptation of the comics. I'm only on episode 3 too, but they are adapting it really well. I mean, I can't say as far, like, I can't comment on how well it's being adapted. I can just tell you right now, I am loving the show. I'm really obsessed with, like, the world and the aesthetic and all of that, and I can't wait to get through the rest of it. Thoughts on Marvel casting their first drag queen superhero, Shea Coulee, for Ironheart? What? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. I haven't heard any of that, so I'm not sure. I have no knowledge of what you speak. What's up, Stixie? Welcome. Am I excited for Black Panther 2? I very much so am excited for Black Panther 2. What's up, Justine? Hear me out. If WB recast The Flash, my pick is Joseph Quinn, as he has a good reason to run. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. But isn't the point not to run? So wouldn't he need to be somebody super slow? That'd be funny. What's up, Corbin? Welcome. Hope you're having a great Saturday. I want a Spider-Verse-like movie with the 3 Constantines. Keanu, Matt, and Jenna. Oh, that'd be fun. That would be hilarious, to be honest. That would be great. Constantine already has trouble working with normal people in general. It would be even better to see 3 versions of that character trying to get shit done. That would be really entertaining, to be honest. What if or what should, or if they make a Mutants movie, be about? What characters would I like to see the most? Basically the main team, really. I think if it comes down to it, the characters I really want to see the most out of the lineup is Magneto, and Cyclops, only because I feel like we have not gotten a good Cyclops. He's not one of my favorites. He's not high up on that list at all, but he has been short-sticked every time they've tried to make that character happen. So I'd like to see a good Cyclops actually exist. And Storm. I'm really excited to see Storm. As far as what it would be about, I really don't know, because that really just all depends on how the mutants and their history are enveloped in this world, because we really don't know that right now. So what do you think about Batgirl? I've talked about this before. I was not really that excited for that film to begin with. But I am kind of sad about what happened to the people working on it and all of that, and that it's not going to be seen by anybody. Out of all of the announced films coming up in their lineup and shows even, it was honestly the lowest on my radar. Like, I was really looking forward to, which we haven't heard anything about, the Black Canary show that would be coming out. I was really looking forward to that. Blue Beetle, so far as we know, is still safe. I hope it's still safe. But yeah, I don't know. Batgirl, just from what we've seen of it, the reliance on Michael Keaton, I was not into the idea of it, to be honest, at all. I was still going to watch it. I was still going to give it its fair shake, but yeah, it was not on my list of things that I was looking forward to going to see. Well, not going to see. It was going to be at home. There was no theatrical plan on it at the moment. What's up, Mark? How are you doing, buddy? Oh, hi, Mark. How excited am I for She-Hulk? Quite extremely excited. I'm really looking forward to that show. Right now, it's one of my most anticipated of the rest of this year. So yeah, man, I'm really excited for it. And we're right around the corner. We only got like what, 12 days? 12 days before it pops up. And I'm so glad that they moved the days, because oh my gosh, that was going to be making my Wednesday night or Tuesday nights a nightmare. Thank you, Caleb, for the super chat. No message though. Thank you though. I really appreciate it. What's up, Adit? Anyone not excited about the future of DC under Zaslav, please type Adit and raise your hands. Other than, feel free to disagree. I feel nothing about it. DC was just in a bad place before Zaslav, and it's in a question mark place right now. We don't really know anything, but I agree with all the things he says. I just don't know how much I agree about the things he's doing. With stuff that's already been announced and all of that. Welcome, Rowan. Hope you're having a lovely weekend, a lovely morning. Glad you can come hang out. What have you been streaming lately? Some more Animal Royale. I forget what it's called. Super Animal Royale. Marvel reveals a lot of things at SDCC. What could they reveal at D23? Rumors are that they still have a lot of stuff they're going to be unpacking at D23, and I have no idea. I have no idea what more they have to say that wouldn't just be more info dumps and all kinds of stuff. Maybe cast reveal, news, other projects. We know there's like 8 projects that they haven't confirmed, so who knows. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you, Just Me. I hope you are as well. What are my thoughts on the future of the DCEU? It's hard to have thoughts on the future of the DCEU when it is completely a big old question mark and nothing more than a generic business wordgasm on like a chart board. Like, it sounds great, but it tells us nothing. I love that they are focusing on the Trinity. That is something I've been really, really frustrated with. And in the past couple of years is that complete disregard for the Trinity. And it's been so frustrating. But yeah, I definitely think there needs to be a shift towards making that happen and some type of unity happening. That's the one thing in the DC EU that has been severely lacking since the get-go. So, I don't know. Sounds great, but we just have to wait and see. Part 1. Just found out Star-Lord, James, and Sean Gunn's hometowns are both sides of my hometown. Quill is from St. Charles, James and Sean are from St. Louis, and I'm from a town called Florissant. All are in the St. Louis area. Well, hell yeah, man. That's kind of cool. I think Batgirl was partly canceled due to Michael Keaton being in it and the new DC regime wanting to do something different with Batman. Most likely keeping Rob the sole Batman. Possibly, or we'll be getting a new Batman in general. Who knows? Knowing what they're talking about, we will more than likely see Rob be the Batman before a new Batman gets cast. But I don't know. You never know. I think a lot of this still hinges because they're so very confident in releasing the Flash that a lot of their plans in the future revolve around hitting that good old Flash reset button on the universe. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of Michael Keaton related things being reshot. So I think, which makes sense, because if your focus is going to be shifting into a future with Batman there, having an old Batman isn't going to work. It might work for the immediate fan service of a movie like The Flash, but longevity-wise, all it would service is the next generation, like Nightwing, Batgirl, Robins, a plenty. You wouldn't really have a Batman in the universe, and that's something they seem to want to focus on. So I feel like a lot of the Michael Keaton stuff, the stuff that the old regime had planned with Michael Keaton, is just getting wiped out. I stopped watching The Flash because, in my opinion, it just became dumb. Fair enough. It's not always solid, but I still really enjoy it throughout. I'm still watching it. I've been on board. I've been reacting to it. Quite enjoy it, man. But I get it. I still watch Superman and Lois, though. See, I love Superman and Lois. I still haven't, even though I think it's starting off on a much better foot than any of the other shows, I still have a soft spot for like the other Arrowverse shows in my heart. And I feel burned by Superman and Lois now after what has happened with the show. And I gotta say, like, after this season and that whole reveal, like, my whole excitement level for it is just dampened a lot. I'm still gonna be watching it, more than likely. I mean, I'm not gonna not watch it, but yeah, I'm just depressed about the whole what this transition in power has done to the Arrowverse. Oh, there's a part 3. Sorry. So I'm heading to something called Del Mar Loop, 10 minutes from my house, and I might see there's stars on the street on either Monday or Tuesday. Well, hell yeah, man. Remade the Darth Vader and Rogue One in Lego. Hell yeah. The Arrowverse got canceled. It pretty much did. And I don't know if I would call it canceled more than sabotaged. Which, realistically, there's been an attempt to sabotage it since day one, since Arrow Season 1 by WB. The biggest hurdle that universe has always had has been WB. And yeah, with this transition, there's nobody there that can safeguard any of that. So it makes total sense as to why it's dying when it's dying. It just makes me sad because I've been there from the very beginning. What's up, Tharuka? Hope you're doing well. Thank you, man. I hope you are as well. I'm doing pretty good, though, all things said. Let's see. John Krasinski as Mysterio. It could be fun. It could be a fun casting. The Secret Warriors are a superhero team that is formed by Daisy and the both on-screen versions. Oh, okay. Sorry, I maybe misread what you meant before. You see that photo of Daredevil? He looks great. Yeah, I did, and it does look good. One thing that I did notice, it is the exact suit from the Netflix series. Nothing has changed on it except the colors. It has just been repainted and re-dyed. Other than that, all of the detailing, all of the trim work on it is exactly one for one the suit that was in the show. So it is the same suit, just a new paint job. What's up, Cody? Am I excited for She-Hulk? I am very excited for She-Hulk. Spider-Man versus Black Cat. Well, in a serious fight, Spider-Man. For sure. New Daredevil news makes me super excited. I don't know why. Before I even finished that sentence, my brain wanted to say something completely different. Thoughts on the cancellation of Batgirl? Not surprised. And I'm not really that... I'm only upset in the way that it affects the people that worked on it, and that none of their work will be seen or acknowledged. I personally was not looking forward to that movie. It was out of all the things that DC has announced, aside from Wonder Twins, Batgirl was, including Wonder Twins, second to last on my projects that I was excited for. Because the whole lean on Michael Keaton, I've not been a fan of that whole direction that they've kind of been seemingly leaning in. The focus is going back to Batman and Superman instead of Batgirl and Supergirl. Looks like a rumor of them getting erased is false. It does seem to be the case. And I wouldn't say that it would be false. It was probably true. It was probably true with the old regime. But with Zaslav, it doesn't seem to be the case. Let's see. Recovering from eye surgery Wednesday, so nice to have some chill chatting. Hope you're okay. Hope it's nothing too serious with your eye. But yeah, hope we can have a nice relaxing chat. Thank you for stopping in. Hope you recover quickly. I want Quicksilver back in the MCU. How do you think they could go about doing that? Variant. Just bring in a variant and have it be, please, actually have it be Evan Peters. I mean, hell, you could bring back Aaron Taylor Johnson, but like, you got to do something way better with that character if they just bring back that version, because I feel like that was one of the lamest Quicksilvers ever. How would I rank the non-MCU Spider-Man films? I've done that before. I don't remember my ranking, but I don't think I wrote it down either. Maybe I did. Hold on. I actually did. I did save that ranking, I think. No, I didn't. It literally just says Spider-Man. Whoops. Oh, well. Let's see. Tobey Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man. Are we talking live action, or are we talking Into the Spider-Verse as well? Because then it would be Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, The Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. There's 6, right? I think there's 6. Marvel's going to be... Dude, I don't know why you keep wanting to include that phraseology in talking about that, but it comes off very inflammatory when we're not talking about the person, we're not talking about who they are, what they bring to the table. That label is not acceptable. Find a better way to talk about that character. Because who cares? It's a person playing a part. Get over it. Zachary Levi as Ant-Man. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Batman Spider-Verse movie. Bring it. Bring it. There are rumors that Ben Grimm the Thing would appear in She-Hulk. I have heard that rumor. I've seen nothing to support it. I don't know where that rumor actually originated from, but I have heard that one, which would be interesting. Both Batwoman and Batgirl got canceled. Now I hope Titans gets canceled and that they make a Batwoman DCEU movie and a Nightwing DCEU movie. Yeah, man, Titans is going to be a big old question mark. What are they going to do with that? Supposedly Peacemaker is safe. Doom Patrol, just based on the episode titles for season 4, sounds like season 4 might be the last season of Doom Patrol. No confirmation of that, but just a lot of speculation that that's the case. But yeah, I don't know. But I would have said, like, even if Batwoman was still on screen, they would have just disregarded that regardless and made a film if they wanted to do something with that character. Because that's been the trend with Warner Brothers in the past. They'll do whatever they want, and then all the TV shows will suffer for it, regardless. But yeah, Titans, well, I like the casting, and I love the suits. The show itself is very, very mixed for me. For sure. Flash Spider-Verse movie. That would be even more fun, I think. And I kind of think that's what we're getting with this film, though. Though I do wish we could throw in a few more Flashes, like Grant or... I mean, honestly, let's be real. That's kind of what the Flash TV show was. We had Ezra on there. We had Grant. We had John Wesley Shipp. We had at least 3 different live-action Flashes in that universe. So, yeah, man. See, say what you will about the Arrowverse, it had a strong, connected, flowing, natural universe built in, and they never really nurtured it at all. They kept trying their best for almost 10 years to kill it, and it took them nearly 10 years to kill it. I'm pretty happy with WBD. I'm fine with DC returning to blockbuster films only instead of low-budget TV shows. Hopefully, once DC is recovered, we can get a big HBO streaming shows eventually. See, I can kind of feel that. We just have to wait it out and see what happens. I think Kevin Hart could make a great Blue Marvel in the Marvels. I don't know who Blue Marvel is, so I can't comment on that personally, so we'll see. Since the Arrowverse is officially ending, do you think there is another television superhero universe? There will be another television superhero universe. I think it's all going to get absorbed by Marvel. That vacuum is just going to be Marvel. It's all it is. It's all it's going to be left. At least for the foreseeable next 10 years, because DC doesn't really have a strong television plan. And technically, the Arrowverse was the only comic book universe on television. Marvel is pretty much exclusively on streaming, while DC was on broadcast TV. So probably not in the same way that the Arrowverse existed. Did I happen to catch the detail regarding the actor? Yeah, I saw your comment about that, and I mentioned it in the reaction. If you were paying attention. I said I mentioned that in when he first popped up in episode 1, that he's the kid in Bly Manor. Scarlet Witch versus Black Adam. I would probably have to go with Scarlet Witch. Watched my Logan reaction and I loved it. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was quite the meaty reaction to trim down, so I was hoping it didn't end up too choppy, but also not excluding too much at the same time. I'm glad most people seem to be enjoying it. I've sort of given up on the DCEU, although there have been some good ones, and I'm fairly excited about Shazam 2 and Black Adam, as well as the future Suicide Squad projects. Anything James Gunn was involved with, I'm excited for. Even the stuff I don't even know about. He has earned my trust as a creator, that whatever he's going to touch, I'm pretty much going to enjoy. And I'm on board for it. Peacemaker 2, damn well and ready and excited for that. Out of the film lineup that they've got, I'm like so shaky about The Flash to the point where I would almost rather not see it at this point. Black Adam, I'm kind of meh about, but Shazam 2, especially after the trailer, I'm really excited for it, and I'm really excited for Aquaman 2. Those are the 2 films that they've had announced that I'm really excited for, and Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is way up there. Honestly, I might even put Blue Beetle above Shazam. On what I was excited for. Zaslev will not want Superman on CW now that Discovery owns like a 12.5% stake. Superman and Lois will get canceled after season 4, in my opinion. They will make a Superman trilogy of movies, and I'm for it. I would like to see the reverse of that happen. I would like to see them invest in Tyler and invest in Superman on the CW and expand that, because now it is disconnected from anything they've laid the groundwork for before, and they can use that already built in semi-goodwill, because they did burn some bridges with a lot of people. We have some of them in the chat. Build off of that. Nurture that. But they probably won't. We'll see what happens, though. The JSA and Black Adam versus the Eternals. JSA and Black Adam would destroy the Eternals. Yeah, the Batgirl thing, I wasn't really looking forward to it, but this course of action, it really truly only makes me worry that much more about DC. Any hope is just gone fully from me now. No, I get you. I feel you. Honestly, I had no hope to begin with. I had no existing hope for DC right now to actually lose any hope on the DCEU side of things. A lot of that just stayed in the James Gunn pocket for me. And some of the little like offshoots, like I said, with Shazam, hopefully Blue Beetle. I really want that movie to succeed and do well. But as far as the DCEU proper, outside of Aquaman and Shazam, I really didn't have much excitement for anything they had planned. A lot of it was just solely in the DC streaming part of it. And then you've got their spinoff unconnected stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. And there's no other action. Like, if this plan that the old guard had in line was not something that general audiences were going to latch onto, if it was steeped in like some kind of shady agenda or whatever, I don't know what they were wanting to do. I don't know. They were definitely getting away from the kind of core of the universe before they had even built one. So I don't know. What was planned already up until this point was a huge gamble. Regardless. And Zaslav seems to at least, be trying to bank on what at least has been tested to work in the past. So I can't really blame him from doing what he's doing. Just as fans, it just means we're going to be in a barren, confused wasteland for even longer than we've already been as DC fans. Like, it is hard right now to be a fan of DC and be excited for anything. I don't know. It's a really weird spot to be in. Good job on getting those Sandman reactions out so quick. How you feeling about it, and are you thinking about picking up the comics? Once I finish the season, I definitely want to kind of compare and read the comic and see what all they changed up. See how they adapted it, read the original material and all that, and how they've updated it. I'm really enjoying it. I've finished episode 3. The reaction for that episode will be coming out tomorrow morning or afternoon. So yeah, man, I'm really digging it, and it does make me want to read the source material. Dr. Fate versus Scarlet Witch. I would probably say Scarlet Witch, but I don't know. That's a toughie right there. Zaslav is committed to putting the best quality projects out there. Apparently he didn't believe Batgirl was that, hence why it was canceled. That is the word on the street. But at the same time, their PR department also said it had nothing to do with the quality of the film, but it's just a shift in their direction. So once that meeting became public, I think that the true intentions there definitely got a little revealed somewhat. Which, I don't blame him, but again, it's hard to get excited for what he's saying because it's the same stuff every WB executive has been saying for the last 10 years. It's the same typical business manager boardroom speak. So until something actionable happens and that we can see, right now, all we see is the cancellation of these projects a lot of people were excited for. A lot of people were not excited for. So it's hard to judge on what's not in front of our faces just yet when all we see is just the negative repercussions of it. You can say some flashy words. You can say we're going to focus on the Trinity. We're going to say we're going to have a plan, but that's just saying we have a plan to have a plan. That doesn't mean they have a plan right now. They still have not got a Kevin Feige. So they don't have anybody running that ship just yet. At least publicly, we don't know. It's a big old question mark, which is all DC has been for the last 6-7 years. For people who are saying She-Hulk is better at everything than Hulk, Marvel just released a new clip where Hulk is stronger. I haven't watched the new clip, but I don't care. I really don't. I'm not one of those people that gets hung up on any of that crap. She's also way more in tune with herself than anybody else. So, I don't know. It is what it is. I don't care. It's not a big deal for me. But for those people, maybe that'll shut them up for a little bit. Just finished Justice Force a little while ago. Hell yeah, man. Black Canary was going to be a movie, an HBO Max movie, not a TV show. Consider it canceled because only Zaslav wants theatrical movies. Well, it hasn't been officially canceled, and there are still DC shows confirmed coming. So that goes against what you're saying already, and also what they've said already. So it's not, DC is not going to be only theatrical movies, regardless of what's going on. Is the Green Lantern show canceled? Probably. The Justice League Dark stuff that J.J. Abrams has been building out, I guarantee that won't see the light of day. And we haven't heard about the Green Lantern show since the last casting announcement, which was over a year ago. So, I don't know. It's probably dead. I love the fact that She-Hulk actually breaks the freaking fourth wall. Me too. Can't wait for that. So because Warner Brothers canceled a DCU completely shot movie, I'm starting to think Blue Beetle is next. Maybe The Flash, but I don't know about The Flash. The Flash is a whole different thing, and they talked about in this whole announcement that they still are committed to releasing The Flash. So The Flash, despite what everybody's been saying, is safe. Will I be covering Cobra Kai Season 5? That is a definite. There's no way in hell I'm going to be missing Cobra Kai Season 5. Everybody hit that like. Yes, everybody here, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. It helps out. Helps the channel out a great deal. I hope She-Hulk smashes reviews. I hope so. WB cancels the Batman 2, Stargirl, Superman, Lois, Gotham Knights because they aren't in the DCEU. I also wouldn't be surprised by that if that came around the corner, because if they want to have this a continuity, something to build off of, like a foundation, having things that go against that doesn't make sense. We could very well, like Joker 2 and the Batman 2, even though the Batman 2 has not started production, nothing on that is happening yet. Joker 2, I think, is the only splintered timeline film that at least has already too far. Well, I don't know, man. Too far to close off is a big old question, but I don't see them shutting down a movie that is a sequel to something that broke $1 billion. So I think that'll happen regardless. The other stuff you mentioned, very likely. Very, very likely. Do you think it's a good time for The Flash to be ending, or would you like to have seen a season 10? I would have loved to see a season 10, but honestly, with the ways things have been, I think it's best to go off on their own footing and put their all into a really compact, tight final season and call it quits. Because I do feel like it has been running on just steam for like 2 seasons now. Personally, can't help but feel like DC is in a worse place than it's ever been, and I just think under WB, there's not much hope. And I'm usually optimistic. As I've said, Warner Brothers has always been DC's worst enemy. They've always been the ones holding them back. Then again, DC doesn't have a dedicated studio. They don't have a Marvel studio. They don't have people dedicated to DC film animation projects. It's all supplemented under the Warner Brothers umbrella, And that's something that Zaslav is trying to change. He wants to make DC its own studio where all of that stuff is under its own umbrella and taking care of its own stuff and moving forward. So, which is a good idea and should have been the case from the beginning, but we'll have to wait and see if a lot of these things that are being promised actually happen. Again, some people are getting too excited over something we can't substantiate. What's up, Juan? How's my day? It's doing good so far. Love talking to you. Love talking to you guys too. I'm glad you can make it, buddy. Did you hear that She-Hulk moved to streaming on Thursdays? Yes, I literally just mentioned that a little bit ago. And you were here. I know you were here. Can I explain why The Sandman is only 10 episodes? Why is it not 23 like the Arrowverse shows? Because it's on Netflix. And it's got a significantly higher budget. And not all Arrowverse shows had 20-something episodes. Legends of Tomorrow had 15. Superman and Lois has 15. Stargirl had 13. Yeah, they've been moving away from the big old bulky the seasons, man. It's because it's just not sustainable. You can't tell strong, meaty stories for that long because just without like burning out all of your quality like they did in the first 3 seasons. I'm worried about the fate of Season 2 of Our Flag Means Death. I know too many online friends who are really into the first season, and we're thrilled at the promise of Season 2. We'll have to see. I've heard a lot of great things about that show, and I've only seen a couple of moments of it here and there, but we'll have to wait and see. Love these streams. Just wondering, though, what is the one table for these, or are they just random? Like timetable, like when I have them, I do this just every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Unless something happens, something comes up, or there's something important I need to stay on task for. That is something you can kind of bank on, which I'll post in the Discord or I'll post on the community page or on Twitter or whatever if I have to cancel a stream. But generally speaking, every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, we have one of these for about 2 hours, sometimes 3 or 4, depending on how talkative I get. Big Bomb's gonna be dropping a D23. Possibly. Is Homelander misguided or evil? Honestly, I would say he's a little more complex than just being pure evil. He's the product of how he was raised in a lot of ways, and also by a lot of his own nature. Like, he is way more complicated than just being painted as a black or white character. Which is why I've started to get a little like annoyed when people just call him another evil Superman, because he's really not. But yeah, he's I would say he's more misguided than just evil. That makes sense. He's a bad person. He does terrible things, and that doesn't excuse or forgive any of it. He is both misguided and he is both evil, but I would say his misguidedness has led to him being evil, if that makes more sense. You ready for the Tales of the Walking Dead? Honestly, I forgot about it. I still don't know if I'm going to react to it yet, but we'll see. Homelander has a somewhat heart. That is true. That is true. The DCU died with the Justice League. Pretty much. Yeah, it pretty much did. You just finished streaming Stray. I'm trying to find something else to stream aside from SAR. Well, I'm glad you finished Stray. I've heard it's not that long, but I've heard nothing but great things about the game. Yeah, I don't know. There's always Kingdom Hearts. There's always diving back into that, though that's a little bit more of a commitment than you're probably going to be interested in right now, but Anyway, multiverses, you can get back into the swing of that. Trying to think what else I could suggest. I don't know. That's kind of all I got right now. I've been really blanked out on like gaming as of late, just because I just simply haven't had the time. The only thing that's really, other than the new God of War coming out, I think early next year, I think the only thing I'm really looking forward to at the moment that I know is upcoming pretty soon is the new Pokemon game, Scarlet and Violet. I already pre-ordered it. I'm looking forward to playing it. Maybe a few new trailers at D23 or cast lineups, hopefully. Probably a lot of like verbal recognition or maybe people walking out on stage. I think we'll get a lot of casting announcements. We'll probably get a lot of I don't know how many new trailers we could get for certain things, but we'll just have to wait and see. I have no idea what they've got already stocked up and loaded to throw at us. What's up, Ragu? Hope you're well. Thank you. I'm doing pretty good, man. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad you could make it today. Should I watch Sandman? Is it good? I'm only 3 episodes in, and I think the show's fantastic so far. I wonder if Eternals are bulletproof. I don't... It's a good question. I don't know. We never saw them get shot at with normal human bullets, so I don't know. I would imagine not. Or I would imagine that they are bulletproof, rather. But I don't know. You know how much I love Eternals? I was extremely ecstatic to hear that a sequel was confirmed. Hell yeah. Gotham Knights got canceled. Where did you see that? I see that it might be canceled. Yeah, it is not confirmed to be canceled right now. A lot of people are speculating that it might be, but so far it's safe. I lost my place because I guess I unclicked the... There it is. Wonder Woman was in that WB Discovery chart just for the sake of it. To be honest, where's the Wonder Woman animated show? If there was really respect Wonder Woman, there so much. Where's Wonder Woman 3? We just had 2 sequels to Wonder Woman, so I don't know what the hell. I don't know what your point is. They just took over. Wonder Woman is in that because she's part of the Trinity, the 3 pillars of the DC universe, and that seems to be what the new people want to focus on. And a Wonder Woman 3 was already confirmed to be being written along with a spin-off series on the Amazons. I don't know what an animated series has to do with anything. But yeah, there was plenty of Wonder Woman content still planned, and they plan on continuing that. Whether it's a rebooted one or if they're going to continue on with what they've already established is kind of a big question mark. All of that's a huge question mark right now. The more I hear, the more it seems that Batgirl and all those cancellations are just literally all about money. And I was really hoping WB would start to care more about fans finally. It's a little bit of both, because honestly, what most people want out of the DCEU cannot happen with the current slate that is lined up. There's going to be people excited for those projects. There's going to be people that are going to miss out on some of these things that they had been kind of hyping up, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not enough to build a foundation on. So if the fans want what the fans have always been wanting out of the DCEU, they've got to burn and scorch all of this existing terrain in order for them to build something stable. So it is money, but it is just as much money as it is paving the way for what could be. Because if they just continue with what has been, they can never kind of create something newer out of that. So that's kind of how I see it. And we really don't know. I gotta say that I had no excitement for any post-Flash content DC had announced. I've been pretty upfront about that most of the time. I'll judge it on its own merits, but for a universe as itself, it's just not something I'm excited for like I am with the MCU. And I'm a DC guy through and through. If you gave me the choice between DC and Marvel, I'm always going to pick DC. Because I prefer those characters, I prefer that world, I prefer that universe. But nothing, as far as it comes to them building something even remotely close to what Marvel has. And I'm not saying they have to copy Marvel by any stretch of the imagination. They easily could have had their own empire and their own stamp in the world, but they never capitalized on what made them work and what made them strong. And it seemed like the plan at the time wasn't built in a way to do that. It was more of a deflecting tactic, if anything, because it was like, rather than build inward and build out, they were just like building away. Like they were building cracks in the foundation more than anything. Every announcement was avoiding the primary pillar that they started this whole thing on. It's just been weird, the entire approach. And the whole previous approach, and this has been said by the previous guard, Ann Sarnoff, Jason Kilar, all of them, who no longer are there and running things, that they were more interested in the people who were not fans of DC. They were more interested in bringing in people that don't know DC. Bringing in people who are unfamiliar. Bringing in more people from the wings. So that, again, we were never the focus. Fans were never the focus of at least the Walter Hamada era for the most part. Anyway, moving on. Imagine if Jake Lockley's Moon Knight looks like a white suit Batman suit. That would be pretty wild, but isn't Jake Lockley's suit isn't there like a stealth suit Moon Knight, like where he's like a reverse, like where it's black and then the moon's white? Could be wrong, but maybe I'm misremembering that. Will I react to Lost? I know I've asked this many times. I will probably react to it one of these days, but that's a little bit of a commitment. So whenever I have time and the energy and motivation to check it out, I will probably check it out. But it's on my list of shows that I do plan on covering on the channel. I really hope they reverse CW Gotham Knights series order and stop that series production. Misha needs to go to something of his caliber, not this badly written show. It will destroy the Bat family and Bat family brand, Batman cinematic brand, and more than Batgirl movie ever could. We'll see. We'll see. I know it looks and sounds terrible from that trailer, but CW has never been great at cutting trailers or trailers that represent their product. And I know it's getting a lot of shit, and I've given it a lot of shit, but I'm going to wait and judge it on the pilot at least. I'm going to at least give it the pilot to win me over. If it can't do that, yeah, you're probably right, and we were probably right for being so hard on it. Let's see. Do you think Spider-Man could get his Secret Wars suit in Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty? I'm not actually, I don't even remember what his Secret Wars suit is. Oh, that one. I mean, yeah, possibly. There's a good chance. I've really enjoyed your reactions to the first 2 episodes of Sandman. Can't wait to see your response to episodes 3 and 4. I've been seeing a lot of people being like, man, I can't wait for you to get to 5 and 6. And I'll be trying to get to those later tonight. I hope so, at least. The Batman universe is 100% safe. It has one of the more profitable DC movies. Only cost them about $200 million and made $800. About $500 million in profit. Most DC movies lose money. I wouldn't say most. It's been about 50-50. It's been about... No, No, I do think that the Robert Pattinson Batman universe is probably safe, but what I think might happen is that it's going to be, regardless of Matt Reeves' intention, it's probably going to get absorbed into whatever they plan on doing with the main continuity, unless by some miracle, we've heard that they've got Ben Affleck to appear as reshoots in Aquaman, which he wasn't originally supposed to be in. If they've somehow pulled off the impossible and they got Ben Affleck back, that would be kind of insane. But I don't know. Based on where things have been going with DC and what we've been hearing from the Zaslav, having unconnected stuff does feel like a little bit of the antithesis to his mission statement. So it does make me very curious about the future of some of those projects. I don't know how I feel about Batgirl. She's okay character. I prefer Oracle more. I kind of agree. I do like Babs specifically. I like her better as Oracle. She was never a bad Batgirl. She was always a great as a character in general. But I don't know. There was something about her as Oracle that I always thought was way more interesting and cool. It allowed her to be more than just another vigilante out there running around and fight crime in a very different way. And there's been some really interesting Batgirls after her, like Stephanie Brown and Cassandra. So I don't know. It is what it is. I wonder what's going to go on with Titans. That's a very good question. Was Andor delayed a whole month? No, not that I'm aware of. I have a schedule up. I think it was just like a week or 2 weeks, something like that. I don't recall it exactly. If the continents were connected and America was with Britain and the borders were together, do you think that one side of the road would have to overlap onto the other? I do. Watched The Flash till season 3, and for some reason I stopped watching. You've seen the best of The Flash. Aside from the crossover events. The crossover events have always been peak. I think as far as crossover goes, I think the Arrowverse has some phenomenal ones. Especially Crisis on Earth X. That's still my favorite crossover that they've done. Which you may have missed out on by that point, though. Those were always a blast. Peacemaker, from James Gunn's mouth, has said that Peacemaker is safe. Same, my excitement for Superman and Lois is just so low now, and I hate it. I don't want to be this negative. I really don't, and I can't help it. I'm in the same boat. Canadagraph said on his stream, if Superman and Lois goes beyond season 3, it will get 6 seasons. Based on what? I don't see. I need to know a little bit more than that. Just like, if it clears this bar, it automatically gets 3 more seasons. I don't. There may be an explanation behind that, but that doesn't tell me a whole lot. Could Superman be affected by the snap? Yes. I'm actually glad DC is making changes. I am as well. The only thing that I'm concerned about is the things that I have been excited for being affected by this, or the things that I think DC has been doing well, which is very hit or miss. But yeah, I'm leaning positive, but I'm not betting any money on anything that they've got until I see it for myself, because they've burned their fan base so many times. Have I ever played cricket? No. I have never played cricket. I have no idea how it's played or the rules. I know that there's a cricket bat. That's all I got. I know what a cricket bat mallet thing looks like. That's all I got. Definitely call it sabotage, like you said. Since day one, it's been their goal to do so, and with all their best efforts, the Arrowverse still kicked ass for so long. I'm still worrying about some of the DC Universe shows like Doom Patrol or Stargirl. Doom Patrol, as far as we know, season 4 is still safe and still being filmed and still coming. Stargirl has not had anything past this upcoming season announced, so keep an eye out on that. Keep your eyes peeled. All that stuff you're saying about Keaton are the same issues I had with starting the DCU with a Batman like Batfleck. He's far past his prime, but with most of his sidekicks and villains likely dead. But he's not like up there like Keaton. I think Ben Affleck was the best, one of the better, I would say he's my favorite live action Batman casting we have seen. And yes, he was a little bit older, but he wasn't like, I need to start preparing my apprentices. I need to start preparing for people to take my place old. He wasn't, I know he was based on the Frank Miller Batman from The Dark Knight Returns, but he was not anywhere near that age yet. He had plenty of room to grow, and he was brutal and moving in a way that I think a Batman on screen should move. They just got a little things with what I think Batman should be like a little off, but I blame that a little more on Snyder and his vision of Batman more than anything, but I still like most of what they did with that character, aside from the straight up just disregard for life, and that his rage was so blinding that it made him make some illogical decisions. But aside from that, especially in the Snyder cut, that was primo fucking Batman right there. And you could have milked that for a time. I mean, the plan was to still have Batman have his solo movies, to still be doing this thing. And it's not like Ben Affleck was going to die right around the corner, given he could, but anybody could. And hell, Keanu Reeves is still making John Wick movies. Keaton, on the other hand, I don't know. I've just never... He was the first live-action Batman I ever saw, but he's never really... I've never really had a lot of attachment to him as Batman, as much as I've got to say for it, but it is what it is. And a lot of Batman's villains were still kind of hanging around. The only person that was dead was a Robin. Anyway, sorry. Stargirl, please save the fans. I thought Super Pets was a pretty funny movie. I really enjoyed Super Pets, and I was expecting to not. I thought it was going to be pretty serviceable, but like as a DC person, I feel like it really, I don't know, it really hit a lot of the marks, especially with the utilization of the DC universe within the film. Andor looks like it will be properly different. I like the way it looks. It definitely looks and feels, from what we've seen of it so far, to be very unique and distinct from the Star Wars content that we've been getting over the past couple of years. And I'm really excited for it. For oddly enough, I would never have thought, maybe like a year or two ago, that I would have said I'm excited for Andor. But after what we've seen, I'm excited for Andor, man. He has a Balar now. Do you think everyone from the original Deadpool movies will be back, like Dopender, Russell, TJ Miller's character, and others? I hope so, especially Blind Al. Wasn't she played by... Hold up. I think she passed away. Unless I'm mixing up people. I think... No, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm mixing people up. Never mind. Nope, she could still be around. But I don't know. TJ Miller, I would probably bet on no, given some of the behind-the-scenes controversies. But everybody else, who knows? I'm willing to bet that it's probably just going to be Deadpool. But we'll see. Regarding Batgirl was because of the test screenings, it was extremely poorly received, so WB decided to cancel it, and it would be cheaper for them to have it as a tax write-off. It's all about quality. He has a collar now. Oh, you corrected. Who has a collar? Anyway, I don't know what that was referring to. Let's see. After Flash, Stargirl, and Superman and Lois end, I'm done with the CW. I won't watch any more of their shows. When it gets sold to Nexstar, and probably rebranded, I won't shed a tear. Yeah, I'm exactly in the same spot as you right now. Once The Flash ends, those other two shows that you mentioned are the only ones I will ever tune into the CW for the foreseeable future beyond all of that. And I'll be honest that I still have cable purely because it makes it easier for me to cover those shows on this channel. I'm probably going to just end up canceling that, and I'll be covering them when they come out online, which will be pushing those episodes back, but we'll see. We'll see. I like to think that it's exactly the same suit to pay homage and stick to the Netflix shows initially, apart from the callers. I agree with you right there. Man, I'm behind, man. We got so many chats. I just noticed, man. This message came in at 4:17 and it is 5:03 now. They made a Runaway show? They did. I'm not seeing it though. Probably going to get hate for this, but I've never seen a single soul on social media talk about Stargirl. There's no hype for it. I could be wrong. I don't know. Yeah, I see a lot of hype for Stargirl. It's one of the higher rated DC shows. Especially when it was on, still on DC Universe. It got so much positive word of mouth. Yeah, I see a lot of love for Stargirl online. It's really good, especially season 1. Season 2 was a little lighter on the action, but it was way more focused on the characters, but it was still solid, man. To think there was a superhero who's called Frogman and is also named Eugene. I don't know how those two things correlate. And Canada Graphs and Andy Beckett pretty much said that Superman Lois isn't really safe after Zavslow's vocal intention of a Supes movie and may get canceled in his 3rd season. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Will Joker be back for the Batman 2? Based on what Matt Reeves has said, probably not. Probably not. Legends of Tomorrow and Batwoman were canceled on LGBTQ+ day, so I'm not surprised that Flash Season 9 is the final season, one season after Nora is revealed to be LGBTQ+. That's making a stretch correlation right there. It was confirmed long and before that the Flash was on its last legs. It was just a matter of when. This has nothing to... I still firmly believe it has nothing to do with that. I just think they want the Arrowverse to end. They want DC to be focused where they want DC, because in a lot of ways and based on a lot of projections out there and perception out there, the Arrowverse is a degradatory stain on the DC brand. It's just that's how a lot of people view it in the last 5 years. So its end was inevitable. And I'm surprised that Batwoman lasted as long as it did, to be honest, especially after that first season. Even though it was getting better, it's just viewership was not improving either. And Legends of Tomorrow, while hanging in there really strong, they went well beyond where I think they probably should have. But I still enjoy it. I still miss it. But I think people are just... they're seeing things and they're making connections that aren't there. Because if that was the case, we would still have other shows around. And if it was over a singular character and not like a lead, that doesn't make any sense to me. All just because XX side support character is X, the whole show needs to be canceled when this person is maybe in 3 episodes in a season. That's illogical to me. Are you excited for the MCU to introduce the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom? I am. Same. Those people work their best, and now it's just a waste of their time, potential, and a waste of money. WB believes throwing money at a problem solves anything anyway. Don't know about that. Bad Bunny in a leading role as a superhero is hard to believe. Who? Who? It's ringing a bell, but I can't remember what they were in. Why am I not? Oh! Oh, El Muerto. El Muerto, that one. Yes, okay. Hey, he was great for a little bit in Bullet Train, for the little bit he was in that movie. My suggestion on how to end Superman Lois is just adapt All-Star Superman, have Lex be the main villain, Superman dies of radiation, the kids, John Henry, carry the torch. All-Star Superman is a fantastic story. So I would, for a way to end a Superman, that's not a bad way to go. I'm kind of glad that Tobey's Spider-Man and Cruz's Iron Man weren't in Multiverse of Madness, because Wanda probably would have crushed in Iron Man's helmet and made Tobey web-patterned since his suit is in cubes. You're not wrong. Until that's all left were sparsed up parts of his heart and organs, and Thanos did to Drax in Infinity War, but more graphic. Yep. Wonder Twins' powers deactivate. We're getting canceled. I wonder if Matt will be upgraded, get a upgraded red suit in Daredevil Born Again, but with the logo on him. If it's yellow still, no complaints, because it will still look great. Fair enough. Am I interested in the Joker 2 sequel? I am. I'm quite interested in it. Especially with it being like a musical and Gaga being Harley Quinn and it being set in Arkham Asylum. It sounds really interesting to me. They could really do a good Oracle movie and keep it within a really reasonable budget while also covering topics of trauma, resilience, and reinvention. Yes, they could, and that would be a very empowering movie, and I would love to see it. And there's a lot of tension based on that, because you could play on her limits and how she finds ways around that. And it would be really cool. Gotta go. See you next week. Going to put in dinner. Thanks for stopping in, Stixie. Have a great time. It wasn't too serious. It was removing the sutures from my eye after the cornea transplant in 2019. Recovery is still a pain and stressful anyway, though, but this helps. Well, I'm glad it helps in a little bit, and we can ease some of that stress, if at all, as much as we can. That's I hope you feel better. I hope your recovery is quick and smooth, and yeah, man, that sucks, but I'm here for you. Did you know MODOK is going to appear in Ant-Man 3? Yes, because we talked about it on our Marvel live stream we had, like, what, 2 weeks ago now? For anyone saying WB Discovery tested poorly, people who actually saw the test screening said that the movie was fun with no big stakes rather than small scale. Well, publicly, for any of the reporting, what's the word I'm looking for? Outlets like Variety, all the big places, the best thing that had been said that people exited that screening was that it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, which isn't a very positive thing either. So, and that's not everybody. I mean, some people that walk out of it may have loved it, but I don't know. I don't think anything we've seen from the sets, from the costumes, from that, even though like has looked all that great. But I can't say. I will have never seen it. But a lot of people. So the word on the street is, and the word that's been reported is, most people, or at least a larger amount of people that left the test screenings, at best said the movie was all right. So I don't know. We haven't seen it, so I can't comment on it. What do you think the name of the combined streaming service will be? Warner Plus, Discovery Max, or HBO Discovery? It will. I think it's going to be something like HBO Discovery. Or Warner Brother Discovery. It's going to be something lame. Something weird. Discovery Max? I don't know. That just sounds like an upgraded version of their existing Discovery Plus. I don't know. I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about that a lot. And I don't know what the best name would be. I kind of like HBO Discovery. But we'll have to wait and see. A couple years later, when nostalgia sets in and the rights of the Arrowverse shows have gone back from Netflix to WB, they'll probably do an Arrow Season 9 and Flash Season 10 for the new streaming service. It's possible. Stephen Amell has mentioned being open and ready for something like that, saying that he's actually at this point in his life where he would love to actually come back and do like a limited run again. So it is possible. And yeah, that does cause a big hindrance to it too, because Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning, Flash, Arrow, Legends, all those shows that wasn't Batwoman or Superman and Stargirl, all of their streaming rights are locked into Netflix. So as long as those shows exist and are making new seasons, they have to go to Netflix. And it sucks, because that kind of hampers a lot of their plans. And that's another reason why I think that kind of played a part in the disconnecting of the Arrowverse, because by large and far, the only one that they have a pin in right now is Stargirl, was Batwoman, Stargirl, and Superman and Lois. Those were the only Arrowverse shows that could air on HBO Max. Every other one could not, unless the show ends. And as long as the show exists and it runs, by contract, it has to go to Netflix. So it's interesting. But it's possible. We'll see what happens in a couple of years, man. If I was in charge of DC, who would I cast as Superman? I'll be honest, probably still Henry Cavill. I like him as Superman, and I've seen him play warm, compassionate characters in other things, and I know that he can play the traditional Superman if he was allowed to. So I think he'd be great in the role still, and he could play that Superman that I think a lot of people have been craving. Are there better castings out there? Maybe, but he's the first one I go to, and I do feel like he is a strong cinematic Superman. So I feel like if you could bring it in and bring it really into the core of that character and his emotions and that hope that he brings, and focus on that without the somber tone behind all of it, I think it could really work. Yeah. Other than that, I would boost up Tyler Hoechlin right now, because he's my favorite live-action Superman. Surprisingly enough, because he used to be my least favorite. My rank is Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 3. Fair. Do you think DC, this 10-year DC plan includes Gal as Wonder Woman and Jason Momoa as Aquaman? Probably. I think more than likely it probably does, but I don't know. I think the new service will be Warner Max. Oh, that'd be a cool name. But that completely eliminates the Discovery side of it, with Discovery being the parent company now. I feel like Discovery is going to want to have their name in it. Ben Grimace. Rumor has it DC may delay the Aquaman and Shazam films once again. They've already been delayed, actually. I'm pretty sure they've already confirmed delays for both of those films. I do understand a lot of the Titans' problems and dislike. I just really like the character of Raven and would like more of that character myself. Raven's one of my favorite DC characters, and I think that show absolutely butchered her. I think the casting's fine, but they wrote that character terribly. I think the only character they didn't write abysmally was Beast Boy. And at some points, Connor. Everybody else, I think they just couldn't nail that character. But that's me. Everybody's got their opinion and feeling on it. So I know a lot of people like it, but for me, I thought it misrepresented the characters, or at least the things about those characters that I love. WBDC could have been a whole different story if they had let the Arrowverse do its own thing. Everything that WB kept their hands out of has been a huge success. Pretty much. I think he meant they cast an actor in a supporting role who participates in drag races. They're an actual drag queen in real life. Right, but so a lot of people probably do that in their spare time, or various other things. That being the only descriptor you can think of, and it coming up twice in 2 different occasions in a way that makes it be like, oh my god, they did this thing. That's the way it read. I don't know if that was the intent, but that's the way it came off. Because people are more than just the things they do sometimes, you know? That felt more of like labeling somebody than anything to me. But that's, again, just how it read. So, And I don't have a good time with people like being, what's the word I'm looking for? Discriminatory in any kind of way, or dehumanizing in any kind of way, because this is a safe space for anybody, and I want to keep it that way. And that just kind of, the way that was worded was a little weird to me. Didn't feel that way to me. Doom Patrol, the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Zack Snyder's Justice Leagues are just the legs of DC right now. Yeah. Yup. Yep. Before I go, did you hear that Shang-Chi Christmas special was shot but scrapped? He said it was on his Twitter, and I think he was making fun of Batgirl. All in good fun. No, I have no idea what you're talking about there. I actually had not heard of any of that. Actually. Just started watching Breaking Bad for the first time, and now I'm halfway through season 5. Hell yeah, man! What are you thinking of it? What do you think of it? That's a top 10er for me. Top 5 television show of all time. And one of the few shows that I would say is as close to perfect as any show could be. Like, it's like 99.9. I can't, in good faith, really call anything perfect. But I'll say it's like 99.9% of the way there, to give some kind of a discrepancy for error. Will I be covering House of the Dragon? I will. I will be. Do you think the DCEU can be saved, or is it beyond saving at this point? It depends on what happens with The Flash. And I've been saying this since I made a 45-minute rant video about it like 2 years ago. Maybe 3 years at this point. Talking about the only way the DCEU can save itself is by doing a Flashpoint. And that seems to be the plan. Do you like 23 episode TV shows, 13 TV episodes, or less than 10? I think 10 is the sweet spot for me to tell an expanded story, give things time to breathe, and, you know, but not have too much padding. 23 episodes was fine when you had serialized television, when you had episodes that were well written and standalone. Like the X-Files, I think, does the 23 episode format beautifully. Again, I might be a little biased because that's my favorite show of all time, but because you're on a different case every episode, that format works, and you can do that, and then you have your important thing happens in certain episodes sparsed out. And I think that the Arrowverse shows did that okay in the early days with your Freak of the Week, with your Villain of the Week kind of thing, and parsing out the story while keeping it interesting. I just think, though, the problem is they weren't able to find interesting ways to fill out later seasons. A lot of your more interesting, fun ideas were used in those first 3, I think. And I think they've been struggling to kind of make those episodes in between very strong, which is why I've been saying, like, for a long time, and I know I'm not the only one. I know Married to the Real, they've been very loud about this in a long time, and I've been helping, I've been definitely screaming in the back with them as well that they need to start shortening these things in. But the CW ended up going to 15 with some of their shows, 13 for some of their shows. It's just, for whatever reason, The Flash, they refused to budge on with that episode count. I think 13 episodes is probably the most I think should be in a current modern television show. Anyway, Breaking Bad is a masterpiece. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Vince Gilligan, man, cut his teeth writing for the X-Files. Always bring that up too. And we wouldn't actually have Bryan Cranston as Walter White if it was not for Vince Gilligan meeting him and working with him on the X-Files. Aaron Paul also guest starred on the X-Files. Dean Norris also guest starred on the X-Files. Anyway, I like Blue Marvel. I don't know who that character is. Still, I can live with it just being Marvel personally. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking or exceptional as long as it's just fun and makes me smile. Fair enough. It's really late here, so good night. Thanks for tuning in, Tharuka. You may be gone by now by the time I finally responded to some of your questions, but thanks for tuning in. Have a good night, good rest, and we'll see you next time. In my opinion, scripted TV length ideally is 5 to 15 episode range. It depends on the story that's being told. A tight 5 or 6 episodes works really well. Like if it's a limited series and it's got a really focused plot, you can make that work. So far, Marvel has not mastered this 6 episode range, in my opinion. But it's I think the sweet spot for most shows is going to be 5 to 15. Scarlet Witch would just make basically everyone look like a fool, pretty much. Leaks are saying Black Adam will be Thanos of DCEU. I don't know what the hell that means. Black Adam of all people. Why not Brainiac or Legion of Doom or the Crime Syndicate? Yeah, I have no idea how they could make Black Adam into a Thanos type character. I would like to see Joseph Quinn in more projects. Me too, man. Me too, 100%. Flash Season 9 will be the final season, and that Grant Gustin will be the movie Flash. I doubt it, but that would be cool. Blue Beetle and Shazam were some of my favorite heroes way before the Shazam movie. Awesome. Grant will not be the movie Flash, Donick. I think he will be busy filming Flash Season 9. I think more he was meaning once Season 9's over, because Season 9's going to start filming soon. So it's not like that's going to be long and away. I mean, we're not even getting the Flash movie that was shot like over a year ago at this point until next year. So there's plenty of time to fill that in. I wonder how would you feel if Marvel Disney created a Gen Y, Gen Z focused shared TV universe like the Arrowverse on freeform compromised of smaller budget shows? I think that could work, and I think that would be just fine. I might not have the same investment in it because I'm more invested in the DC universe, but it could definitely work. They've got a great thing about them is they got a lot of the Marvel universe is really great at grounding and relating people to the real world, and I think that would be a really fun way. They could really energize that market if they wanted to, but I think that's not something Disney's interested in. I don't know that I would invest in it or watch it, but we'll see. Because even as much as I love DC, there's been a lot of times where Arrowverse has kind of almost pushed me off the boat a few times, especially in the last 2 years, but I'm still hanging on. No one thinks any big name talent will ever work at WB in a very long time. Zaslav isn't really willing to take risks at all, and shelving has caused talents to start talking to other studios. Yeah, I think that's nothing to worry about. I'm still skeptical if Ben Affleck is in Aquaman 2. Well, we'll see. We know he's been seen with Momoa on set, so. On behalf of all DC fans, if you really got 10-year plans, Zaslav, give us at least a slate for the next 3 years at DC Fandom this October or November or whenever it happens. Honestly, knowing Zaslav, I would be actually shocked if we actually have a Fandom this year. Look at little Joker Jr. Sour off, sour on. Wonder Woman brand was ruined for me because of Wonder Woman 84. Zack Snyder needs to direct Wonder Woman 3. I don't think Zack needs to, but I do think that they're definitely 84 left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But they were still going to run forward with it. It's a prequel, so you could do a present-day Wonder Woman and just wipe that from your slate. I think people will forget about it if you make a good Wonder Woman movie. Iceman tells Torch to flame on, or flame off. I dislike the fact that everyone is way too obsessed with the CGI aspect of She-Hulk, and now that seems to be the deciding factor for way too many people. Yeah, I don't get that either. Like, it looks fine. It's not amazing, but it's a TV show. What do you expect? It's a fully CGI character that's in every scene of every shot of the entire show. I think some people just have some unrealistic expectations, and they're just being little, like, prisses. The only thing I'm counting to be amazing from DC for foreseeable future is the Batman 2. I'm right there with you, actually. That's the only thing I feel like I can bank on being a good time, or at least a good, well-made movie, for sure. I saw Prey, and it was actually quite good. I really enjoyed it. Twitter user who writes for Screen Rant tweeted that he contacted Warner Brothers Discovery, who confirmed Green Lantern is not canceled. I mean, that doesn't tell us much. That's not a hard confirmation. That's just he said, she said to me. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows anything about that show? We haven't heard, again, I'll reiterate, we have not heard anything about that show in over almost 2 years now. And the last thing we heard was that Guy Gardner got cast. We can't miss Cobra Kai. It's impossible. It is. Stargirl would be such an incredible shame as well to have it canceled, how good that show has been. I agree. Batman 2 and Joker 2 will definitely happen. Batman 3 will definitely happen too. I hope they make Joker 3 with Willem Dafoe copycat Joker 2 someday. That'd be interesting. I agree Zezzo's plan is to make a team of rip off Kevin Feige's April announcements of him and his creatives making a 10-year plan. Although Feige, as far as I can see, he planned 5-year plan for phase 5 and 6. Want the Batman to be a 5-film saga. I want it to be as long as it needs to be to tell the story it wants to tell and it build the world it wants to build. I'm not putting any caps on anything. You think the Arrowverse will change into the Superverse? All depends on if Superman Lois even survives long. We'll see. Did I watch the movie with Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson? That is a very... What movie? Tell me the name of the movie. That doesn't tell me... That tells me nothing. I would have to check their IMDb and then cross-reference to see which movie you're talking about. Because I'm not aware of a movie where those two are in a movie together. Justice U is probably canceled. So far, no word. So far, it's still in production, so... Don't know. It's not Arrowverse. That's what we can all presume, so it may be safe. We'll have to see. I have a very conflicted feeling as well about the Flash movie. One, I've been skeptical about it since the first 3 restarts and everything, but now with all the Ezra stuff, backing that is bad. Yeah. Since all the rewrites, delays, change of directors, change of all of the crap that's been going on, the casting problems with Ray Fisher and Walter Hamada, and now on top of all of that, the Ray Fisher stuff. This movie has been... It's been struggling since it was announced. Eric Davis just revealed in Twitter Space that Gotham Knights has also been canceled. I expect news like this for DC projects throughout the month. I mean, still, he's a reporter for Rotten Tomatoes and another outlet. I don't know. Again, that's... Hi, I heard this thing. This is what I'm reporting. So, I don't know. It's not like... He doesn't... I would feel... Personally... a little apprehensive to take that at face value. As gospel. With that 10-year plan DC is supposedly working on, they stated themselves that they want to have Superman be the central focus. Let's see if they actually go through with that. Again, we have to wait and see. Until we have something tangible, it's all just this imaginary plan. Sheena, welcome. Finally made a live stream. It's been a while. And it took me a while to get to this comment. Hope you had a great vacation, though. Don't know if you're back yet, but hope it was fun. But I'm glad you were able to make it. Is Sandman renewed for a season 2? I don't know. I know that they've already begun writing season 2, But I don't know if it's been officially picked up for a second season yet. And when I say Gotham Knights has been canceled, I meant the CW show, not the game. I don't think anybody in the chat's been talking about the game, though there may be some people that are confused between the two. Will we see Lex Luthor in Titan season 4, or will it be a Jon Cryer variant? I don't know. So I think it's confirmed that Lex is in season 4, in some type of role, but I don't know. Will it be Jon Cryer? Probably not. Do I have any Stranger Things Funko Pops? Yes, I have one. It's the Eddie Munson one. I have the Eddie Munson Funko. Superman Lois, do you think that the CW will call it the Superverse? If it continues and they build off from it, yes. Right now, I suspect it to be a show that will exist by itself and it will stay by itself for the foreseeable future. And that's if it doesn't get canceled after this next season. Homelander isn't really pure evil. He has layers. He's not like evil Superman. He's a poop. He's a poop. He's a poop face. I think that period was supposed to be there, but not just evil Superman. Rewatched Guardians of the Galaxies 1 and 2 recently. They are so good. Cannot wait for Guardians 3. Me too. I'm really looking forward to that. Zaslav says he's seen The Flash and he likes it, so I don't think a complete reboot is happening. Momoa is too iconic as Aquaman to get rid of. No, there's still going to be a reset of the universe regardless. They'll keep the things they want to keep, and they will get rid of the things they want to get rid of. We'll see a very different DC universe after The Flash. I will bet money on it. I just noticed the Gray Man CGI. Really? Just now? Hope we can be playing games again soon. Playing them while seeing a double and blurry is really not something that works. That I feel you, man. Just started watching The Witcher and I'm loving Cavill in it. Yeah, he's great. He's great in The Witcher, man. I really enjoy that show. At least to the point that I actually got the books and started reading them. Pratt was really good. Yes, it was. It's definitely up there in the Predator echelon of films. So it was a lot of fun, man. They really took it back to the basics. It's not as good as the first film, and I have a bias because I've seen it so many times. I think it's just under Predator 2, which is nice because it connects to Predator 2. You stated that you may not react to the I Am Groot series, if I remember correctly. Right, yeah. I'm probably not going to react to it just because it's a couple of shorts, and it's just a bunch of kid stuff. It's not like furthering the MCU or anything like that, so I'm probably not going to cover it. I might watch it in my spare time, but I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to edit reactions for YouTube on it. I think Shazam 2 will flop. Why? I don't think it will. There's a brown lantern and a light blue lantern. I don't think there's not a brown lantern core though. There is a blue lantern core. A few weeks I won't be able to make a lot of these streams, unfortunately. I'll be playing D&D around this time on this day. Hey, man, D&D is more important than hanging out here. If I had the choice, I'd be playing D&D too. It's disappointing Batman didn't make 1 billion. I was expecting to make 1.5. Win movie L box office. I mean, it still made money. I think it landed about where I expected it to land. Damn, 1.5 is a lot. Is. Here we go. Kingdom Hearts is something I've been thinking about getting back into. I need to catch up on the new games that I haven't played yet. Cody and I just finished the second season of The Boys 2. It's getting wild. Season 3 just keeps on going. It just keeps on escalating. I can't wait. Need to hear your thoughts on where you're at, though. And yes, though, I will still like simp for Kingdom Hearts until you catch up. See. My hopes for the Flash final season. First Flash Origins, Zoom returning, Eddie as Cobalt Blue, return of Kara, Oliver, Ryan, Cisco, and Sarah. Big asks, big asks. I would love an Oliver Spectre appearance, especially since he popped up in the Earth Prime comic book. But yeah, Reverse Flash Origins and Eddie as Cobalt Blue, those are the two that I'm really hoping for the final season. Tyler in his comment to Grant said he hopes to at least have one final crossover with him. I hope so. I mean, I know because of what happened with Superman Lois and where it declared itself, and there are some complications in the machinations of a crossover, but because why am I blanking on his name right now? Todd Helbing was a former Flash showrunner. He said we could make that work, and if it happened, it would likely be with Grant and the gang. So it would definitely be there could definitely be a Flash Superman crossover later in the future. Who knows? Maybe Superman's Earth gets its own Grant. I thought about making a stop motion called Gotham Laughs, where Joker takes over Gotham, like Joker Wars. That'd be cool. Oh, I missed a super chat. I am sorry, Shay, and you're probably gone now by the time I'm reading this. Thank you so much for that, and I am so sorry. Take care, everybody. Take it easy, man. Hope work is easy on you. What's my top 3 movies of 2002 of 2022? Mine is Top Gun, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Batman. Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I would probably go. Oh man, that's tough. Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Batman, Top Gun. I think that'd probably be where I'm at. Tyler can't be the DCU Superman. There's too much Lana Lang drama. Audiences would hate it. That doesn't make any sense. That's an ignorant comment. Blue Beetle, Joker 2 are post-Flash. Are you not excited for those? Joker 2 is not... It doesn't matter if it's post or pre-Flash. It's not in the same universe. Blue Beetle, I said many times in the stream so far, I'm really excited for Blue Beetle, and I hope that it does not get the axe of Zaslav. The plan was to build towards the Crisis on Infinite Earths movie, which would be interesting if they could pull that off. Do you think that the CW will release the behind-the-scenes documentary of The Flash just like they did with Arrow? I would hope so. That would be really cool. I hope they do, but we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, I am definitely excited for Blue Beetle. That take on DC definitely makes sense now that you mention it and I explain it that way. I don't remember at this point what I was talking about since this was like 50 minutes ago when this comment came on. Oh, okay, because Blue Beetle came out after Flash, I think, in August. I may be wrong. Really hoping for the final season of The Flash. Has same vibes of Arrow Season 8. Hope so as well. Oh, son of a bitch. How long have we been going right now? Alright, we still got time. I don't even know if I'm going to catch up with the comments, man. I'm almost an hour behind on comments. I think the Moon Knight outfit you mentioned was Jake's from one of the comics. That's what I thought. Wanted to jump on and say, hey, what's up? What's up? Hope you're having a good Saturday. CW definitely has bad trailers. Okay, we're that far back. DC can catch up to Marvel's heavy hitters, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, if they restore the Snyderverse. I don't think that'll save things. I don't think that will catch them up, so to speak. But it would. I mean, it could help. But I don't think that's going to be the way they go. I had fun with Bullet Train. I did. Hawkman hits guys with a mace. He does. I think Aquaman 2, if they don't remove you know who, will make 800 million, and if they remove it, it will make. That's interesting. We'll see. I don't know that Aquaman 2 will make over $1 billion, regardless. Personally, but we'll see. I walked out of Bullet Train and I never walk out on movies. What? You walked out on Bullet Train? The fuck? I thought I had a damn good time with that movie. What's up, TM Way? How am I? I'm doing good. Hope you're doing well. How are you doing? Had a fun time with Bullet Train. Me too, man. I'd love to see Tom Cruise as Harrison Wells in the Flash movie. interesting and very hopeful casting. No, I can't see that personally, but we'll see. What's my rankings of the Predator movies after seeing Prey? Predator 1, Predator 2, Prey, Predators, and The Predator. Do you have any feelings on Quantum Leap comeback? I didn't even know it was happening until a few weeks ago, and it's out in like a month. Yeah, I'm not... This is the first I'm hearing about it. I never watched the original, and I don't know. Unless... I've not seen anything for it, so I've got no interest in a comeback. Personally. Aquaman 3 will probably happen. Shazam 3, I don't think so, because I think Shazam 2 will flop. Shazam 3 is probably going to happen. Because we got to have, at least if not a Shazam 3, it's in Black Adam 2. We got to have Shazam face off with his nemesis, Black Adam. Black Adam is his nemesis. So, like, they have to face off at some point. Since they've removed the Sandman from the DCU, all I can think about are the possibilities of crossovers of other shows. Imagine, like, Buffy hunting a nightmare. Well, that'd be cool. That would be cool. Oh, and I remember that because there was some things going on with Lucifer, they had wanted, or at least considered, trying to get the guy who played Lucifer on Lucifer back over, but there was, like, some complications, so they ended up going a different route with that. You think we'll get another James Gunn DC movie or only TV shows? I think we'll get a mix of both. Saw your reaction to Logan. Hope you enjoyed it. Have I watched The Wolverine or not yet? I have not seen it yet still. Cancellation, your wine. Yes, I actually do have wine this time. What's my favorite Mission Impossible movie? I've only seen the first 3. We will have to wait almost another year for the next one. I've only seen 1 through 3, and 3 is my favorite so far. I like Keaton as Batman. Like Reeves, he defined the character for an entire generation. That being said, my Superman and Batman are Christian Bale and Brandon Routh. Those are the ones I grew up with. I grew up with Keaton. I grew up with Reeves, but I don't know. I could never see Keaton as my Batman. Like, because I had the comics, and then I also grew up just as, like, Batman the Animated Series was kicking off. And I know that took a lot of inspiration from it, but that is and still is my peak Batman, is the Batman the Animated Series version. And I feel like nothing has lived up to that in live action for me. And the closest was, there was some glimmers of it in Ben Affleck for me, but it still just had some things weighing it down. Have I seen the Dead by Daylight dating sim? No, I've not. I'm not a Dead by Daylight guy, so I definitely don't kind of pay attention for all of that. Andor trailer was great, and I loved your reaction. Well, thank you, Thruka. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You actually bought the Hooked on You game today? Really? Really? You're gonna have to show it to me. Is she all gonna be bad? I don't think so. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it looks good. I think it looks awesome. Do you think HBO being bought by Discovery is going to have negative effect on the quality of content they have? If anything, I think it's going to have a positive effect on the quality they have, because they're going to be way more selective about things they greenlight. But we'll just have to wait and see. So they can say all the pretty words they want and all the great business buzzwords that people want to hear until it happens. It's just talk. Always thought Blind Al was Nichelle Nichols, and I had to look to make sure when she passed, and I was wrong too. That's what I thought. That's what I thought too. When I was thinking back, I was like, wait a second. Hold on. But no, different people. Different people. I think Titans, Doom Patrol, and Stargirl will get to air the seasons that are currently filmed or filming, and then they'll shut down. Kaylee Kuko? How do you say her name? Kuko? Being a big name for HBO might save Harley. We'll see, man. We'll see. Doom Patrol, if none of you guys have watched Doom Patrol, especially if you're Umbrella Academy fans, watch Doom Patrol. So good. One of the best superhero or comic book based shows that exists. It is not for your kids. It goes way zanier. I would say. I don't know. I'm only 3 episodes in Umbrella Academy, but I haven't heard any ghost sex orgies pop up in Umbrella Academy. I feel like that probably would have reached my ears at some point. Could be wrong. Don't confirm or deny, but that's in Doom Patrol. A little spoiler for you, I guess. I think it's funny that all I get out, I have played it. Dating Sims, not my cup of tea. Yeah. Me either. Me either. Really just enjoy playing it more out of curiosity at this point. Yeah, I'm very curious how that would work on DVD when it's probably very morbid. What's up, Daniel? Actually, I'm still on by the time you popped in for once. How you doing, man? I'm doing good. Am I feeling this heat wave too? Only when I go outside. Only when I go outside. So I hear that the end of the Arrowverse is nigh. The only show remaining is The Flash, and it ends with its next season. I want a Joker Barry Keoghan show. Cohen. Is it Cohen? Keegan, Cogan? I don't know how to say his name. I don't know. I'm not sold on his Joker yet. In my head, when they announced it, when it was speculated that he might be playing a Joker, I was like, oh, that sounds great. The execution, when we saw it in those outtakes and stuff, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I got my high school friend Sideburns, Sarah, to subscribe to you. Well, thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Well, I watched the new She-Hulk trailer thing. If it's not an official trailer, I usually don't cover it. And I usually avoid it. Like, if it's like those 60-second, 30-second things they release every now and then, I try not to watch them. Thoughts on The Sandman so far? 3 episodes in and loving it. So sad Warren Christie never got to be Batman. I think he could have been the best Batman ever. I think he could have been a great Batman. He had the jawline for it. But yeah, we only ever got to see him as Thomas Elliot and then Ghost Bruce. They need to reset. Yes, they do. One of the most annoying things about WB is its ardent need to not confuse its audience with having multiple versions of the same character. They need to get over that real quick. And that's one thing I will say about where things were going with the old regime is that they had no problem with 3 Batmans running around. Though they contradicted that many times with various other characters. Yeah. They were warming up to it, but we'll have to see. This seems like a whole reset of the whole concept of what the DC plan was going to be. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, man, the Andor soundtrack in the trailer was fire. Yes, it was. Make a solid Snake voice. What? I'm Solid Snake. I don't even remember what he sounds like. Supergirl's final season villains should have been General Zod and Lex, not Nixley and Lex. Zod was already killed. Or at least defeated in that timeline, last I remember. I don't think he was in the Phantom Zone, so I'm not sure how we would have got Zod into the mix. But yeah, I think it should have ended maybe with Lex. The way they ended it was really odd. It was very Power Rangers-esque. I had fun with the season, don't get me wrong, but it was goofy as hell. How did I get the name Omni Media? Well, I had many a gamer tag back in the day, and you know, I had that. I was like, I had inspiration to create a new account, and I was playing Final Fantasy VII around that time, so my account name was Omni Slash, and because it was the early 2000s, it was cool to just have numbers in your name instead of vowels. So it was Omn1 Slaforsh, and that was my gamer tag, Omni Slash. And then I for a long time had a Raven motif in a lot of my usernames, and I felt weird not having one, so I ended up changing it to Omni Raven. And then that eventually, once I started YouTube, I was like, doesn't really match. And I want to talk about a bunch of different stuff. So how about just media? So the Omni stayed, and it just became media, because Omni is Latin for all. So all media. That's where we landed with it. And while I was on Xbox all the time and stuff like that, playing multiplayer games and everybody just called me Omni and all that because it was easier. No one called me Raven. No one called me Slash or anything. Everybody always called me Omni. So It just kind of stuck. I played Bad Bunny in the car before. I don't know who... It all just blurs together. You can't be like, I played X and X artist in the car before. And I'm going to be like, you're right. I know who you're talking about. I don't know. And you can even tell me the name of a song and it will not... I guarantee I won't remember. With the WB and throwing money at things, if it's not from the 2000s, if it's not on my phone, I will not remember who the hell it is. I guarantee it. Sadage, I'm sorry. Teach me. Be like, hey, this is this person. I mean, half the time we just put stuff on and then it just plays and cycles out of our ears and then I never think about it again. With WB and throwing money at things, I think I mostly meant that when they announced all those HBO Max shows, their strongest point was, look, we'll have more budget than the Arrowverse. That's true. That is true. WB trashed the Batgirl movie. I hope they don't trash The Flash. That's coming out. That's coming up. I want to see Earth 89, Michael Keaton, and then the DC Multiverse. The Flash is coming out. Like, there's no way it's not. I think Black Adam is a coin toss. Could either flop or make $1 billion. Your box office predictions for Black Adam? I think it'll probably make like 500 or 600 million. 500, shit, no. 5 or 6, yeah, right. 500, 600 million, probably. I think it'll be very mid-range. It's The Rock. Maybe 7, 8 is probably the highest I'll go. Zazie Beetz gave away in some press for Bullet Train that she was asked about Domino and Deadpool 3, and she said she couldn't answer that, so I bet she's in it too. Interesting. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Harrison Ford already proved he's not too old for Indiana Jones 5. You sure? When he was rehearsing stuff, he fucked up his arm for a few months. I think he is too old for Indiana Jones. And then his comments and stuff like that here recently just completely dissuaded a lot of people, or at least specifically Chris Pratt, who was the one most people had talked about, including as a reboot to the character, to just stay the fuck away from any of that. So I don't know. Hey, I'd be on board for a Chris Pratt Indiana Jones reboot. He is effectively playing Indiana Jones, kind of, in the Jurassic World movies anyway. Just a little bit less of a bumbling buffoon. Which Harrison Ford, or Indiana Jones himself, is kind of a buffoon, but he's that lovable kind of archaeologist, action hero. Man. Hasn't been... It's just been... I don't talk about the fourth one. The third one was the last decent one they made. Do you know if Disney Plus Day and D23 are going to be the same day or just the same weekend? Don't know. I'm not sure. I can't remember when Disney Plus Day technically is. Campia actually confirmed from multiple sources that Batgirl was bad. Again, it's an opinion, but yes, he confirmed that somebody he knows at WB that has seen it thought it was bad. I've heard rumors that Jason Curran is only doing one episode of Titans this season to set up a Red Hood spinoff. That ain't gonna happen. That probably is not gonna happen. What's your opinion on the D&D movie? It is, as we speak, my most anticipated movie of next year. I am really looking forward to that movie. I think it looks great. I definitely feel like Adil and Belial, I hope I said those names right, are going to get picked up at Marvel again. Probably. I'm pretty sure they were going to stay in the Marvel family regardless. Just because they work on one project and then go work on another one, even if it's a rival studio or anything like that, doesn't mean that they're not going to come back or whatever. But hell yeah, bring it back. Why is Henry Cavill stuck on Watcher TV show? It's lame. Everyone hated season 2. No, it's not true at all. No one cares anymore. He needs to leave Netflix and come back to Superman. No, I think a very small pocket of people had hated season 2. I really enjoyed it, and I saw a lot of love for season 2. So I think he's going to live it out. He's a fan of that property, so I think he's going to ride that out as long as he keeps enjoying it. Do you think that Henry Cavill deserves better than this treatment of him compared to worse people that got treated and supported way better? Yeah, for sure. But all reports that we've been hearing as of late, the problem was Warner Brothers has been trying to get him back, supposedly. But apparently what they've been offering has just not been good enough for him, and he's been the one holding up the process. I don't know if that's true, but yeah. Hey bro, which would you prefer, a recast of Chadwick T'Challa or casting of a T'Challa variant? Probably, if I had to pick one or the other, a recasting of T'Challa, probably. I should do the Peacemaker dance on the channel. I wanted to, but I've never had the time to sit down and actually learn the choreography, because it would take a lot of time to get it burned into my head. But I really want to. Every time I see a bunch of people performing it, it makes me want to do the same. Those pictures of the franchises between WB and Discovery were weird. Well, not the franchises specifically, but one of them listed the demographics which seemed like corporate nonsense. I mean, it's just data. It's just their data. That's all they displayed, is like where their data's at and where their focus is at. So, yeah, there was definitely a few things, like brands wise, that they listed that were like, one of these things is not like the other. Like the 90 Day Fiance universe was one I was very surprised to see on there, but it would be ignorant of me to say it's not successful. One, if I was given the reins to DC Studios, I would have Superman and Lois end with a multiversal event that moves Clark and his family into the Matt Reeves Batman universe, a la Superman Rebirth. 2, then I would have Flash end with Wonder Woman and Aquaman being pulled into the Matt Reeves Batman universe. Then have Black Adam end with Hawkman being pulled into the Matt Reeves. Yeah, just basically Earth priming everything, right? And then I would have CW's Flash end with Wally West being pulled into the Matt Reeves Batman universe. Wild. And I would announce a Justice League Rebirth movie that follows the Batman continuity and introduces Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Hawkman, and the Flash into that universe. That would be wild. That would be wild. I feel like there's going to be some type of event that condenses everything. Will we get a new Harry Potter trilogy? Right now, probably not, the way things have been going. And I think the other 2 movies that were planned for the Fantastic Beasts franchise will probably not happen. I heard a rumor that The Flash was going to run to the Joel Schumacher Batman universe, Earth 97, and at that time, the modern era Chris O'Donnell will be Nightwing. I hope that is accurate. I have not heard that one at all, and remember, and I say this every time you're in the chat, and every time you bring this up, the Joel Schumacher Batman was always intended to be the Michael Keaton Batman. So, we'll see. Hello, I'm multi-fandom as fuck. Will the Flash movie get a sequel? Probably not. Maybe, but probably with somebody else. We'll see. The whole Shang-Chi holiday special thing was a joke by Simu Liu about how DC discarded an entire movie. It was meant to be a jab at WB, but a lot of people took it wrongly and some seriously. Yeah, you can't make jokes like that on social media, man. People are going to get pissed off no matter what you do. Sasha Calle's Supergirl reportedly at risk of being canceled by... Okay. Shane Romantic Chick published 2 days ago. Calle is still set to appear as the Girl of Steel in the Flash movie next summer. Yes. I mean, everybody is reporting right now that the word on the street is Supergirl's spin-off movie is reportedly not happening. Which I'm not surprised to hear. Let's see. There were actually people looking up the Shang-Chi holiday special online and being angry that they couldn't find it listed. That's funny. Did they cancel the Gotham Knights show? Some people had mentioned in chat that on a live stream, a reporter for Fandango and Rotten Tomatoes has said that he's heard that it's been canceled. But no other outlet has said anything about it yet. And I just checked like a couple minutes ago. As this is the last season of The Flash, I hope they give Matt Letcher a Reverse Flash's origin. It's unlikely with the shorter season, but I would hope he'd at least have 3 episodes special focused on him. I would love that. How do you feel about Daredevil Born Again being 18 episodes? I feel like it'll be a CW show. No, I think it'll be fine. The problem with, see, that's just I hate that phrasing. Look, a CW show. 18 episodes does not denote it's going to be CW show quality. Plenty of shows run large seasons and do just fine. The problem is, can you tell a story for 18 episodes? This is a first season. This is after like a 5-8 year gap in storytelling, where we're revisiting a character who's re-entering this world, and we got a lot of story to tell with this character that can very well fill out that time. Be it flashbacks, be it present day stuff, being stuff that we're going to see happen in the future. And it's not just his story, because we also got to follow Kingpin and follow that up. And then who knows what other parts of the MCU is going to seep into the show. It definitely leaves a lot of room open for them to tell that story. Now, an 18 episode season 2 may start to run into the CW problem. Do we still have good ideas and good stories to tell to justify this many episodes? Don't know. But I think right now, as a premiere, I think it'll just do fine. I think 18 episodes is, give me more Daredevil. Give me as much Daredevil as you can give me until I'm sick of it. And I don't know how much that would be. I don't know how much Daredevil I can take. Phrasing. Let's see. Gotta go. Bye. Thanks for stopping in, Secret. Spidey, hang out. Feel free to join in next time. Where do you think the MCU Moon Knight's going to show up next? Blade probably be the best place, but I really don't know. Little info, there's a mutant in Marvel called Dark Veil, whose profession is a drag queen. The artist based part of her look on famous drag queen called Shay Coley, who has now been cast by Marvel. Is that what they meant? Still, there's a better way to go about phrasing that. Because, am I weird? Am I wrong? Does anybody see like how I could have read that being read the way it was? Or the way I took it, at least? See, this is an informative way to talk about something like that. Thank you, Ragu, for clarifying. Thank you, man. We got 10 more months to go till the Flash movie. Yes. Found your channel watching Sandman Reacts. So stoked to see the rest of your content. Well, thanks, Priestess. Thanks for stopping in. I'm glad people are pulling in on, people are coming into Sandman, man, because I'm really enjoying it. Episode 3 will come out tomorrow. I'm watching. I'll be watching episodes 4 through 6 tonight if I can push through. At the very least, I'll be watching 4 and 5 tonight. I'm hoping to get most of it done, or at least watched and recorded by the end of the weekend, so that I spend most of the week editing it all. Heard the last time WB filmed anything in The Flash was in June when Ezra Miller and Michael Keaton were on set to do additional filming. I hope they did not change anything from the movie. We'll see. What's up, Sketch? Am I the only one who liked Wonder Woman 84? No, there's people that did. And I had fun. I thought it was a fun movie. I just thought it was a bad movie. I had a lot of fun watching it, but I did not think it was a good movie. Personally. Let's see. Is the Sandman series that you're watching based off of the Spider-Man, or is it this just Sandman comic? It's DC's The Sandman, which is based on the character The Sandman. Like, oh, the guy that brings you sleep and dreams. He's the god of dreams. Yeah, it's wild. I won't watch She-Hulk. It looks weird and a waste of time. Well, don't watch it. I'm going to be watching it because it looks awesome to me. I think it looks great. So, yeah, you're lost. I want Wonder Woman 3 to be a post-apocalyptic movie based on the comic from a couple years ago, Wonder Woman War World. That would definitely set a trap in this lineup that would be way too hard for them to navigate, I think. Because you have, once you put something in the continuity and then slap it into a post-apocalyptic end, you lock in your storytelling to where it has to go here. Unless you spit this off into the Batman type of thing, and it's not connected at all to your main universe. The rewrites and all that, the Flash, from the get-go has been really made me think of the process that Duke Nukem Forever went through, and now look how that turned out. That is a very good comparison. Have I ever watched 3C films? I do watch 3C. Entertaining and informative guy, man. When WB said that they have a 10-year plan, does that mean they're starting over? I don't think so. I don't think they're 100% starting over. And I also don't believe that they have a 10-year plan in mind, but they are working on one. We'll have to see. For D23, I bet we'll see a full Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer. Yeah, more than likely. I forgot about that. I forgot that the one that we got was technically labeled a teaser. So yeah. Yeah, we'll probably get one. Finally got to see Thor Love and Thunder. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. Thought it was okay, just not amazing. People did overblow it quite a bit. For sure. I do think so. And Black Panther Wakanda Forever, do you think they will explain how T'Challa died or was killed? I mean, they'll probably have to. Maybe the whole movie is like a mystery of who did it and who killed T'Challa, the King of Wakanda. I hope it's not that. But I do think that, I think he'll die of like natural causes or something. But I don't know. David Zaslav is kind of like Kevin Feige, not even remotely close. He is not a creator. He's not a creative. He's just the CEO of all of this. Kevin Feige is only in charge of Marvel Studios. Above that is everybody at Disney behind him. And he just controls everything under his hand. David Zaslav has all of Warner Brothers and all of Discovery beneath him. He's looking for a Kevin Feige. He's looking to create a DC Studios like Disney has with Marvel Studios. He's looking to create DC into its own umbrella. He's not the guiding factor. He's just the manager. He's the guy that makes the business decisions at the top of the chain, that makes the business run. He's not Feige. But he's looking for somebody to instill in a position that is similar to that, to at least guide DC so that there's at least some kind of cohesive vision and not just a bunch of people fighting in a room about what projects they want to do, which is how DC's been feeling over the last few years to me. What's up, Good Vibes? Hope you're doing good, bro. I hope you are too, man. Welcome. Trying to catch up with the chat so we can break. We're running over a little bit right now because I've been really behind on this on chats here today. There's been a lot to talk about. There's been a lot of questions, a lot of tirades as well. They insist on finally killing the Arrowverse, and I feel the only right way of doing it is having Oliver show up as Oliver as the Spectre again. I agree. Hope Grant Gustin will be asked to come back and do reshoots with Ezra Miller. By doing that, they can update the movie, and Grant Gustin Flash will be post-Season 8. We'll see. I heard mixed things about Season 3 so far. Some people said it was slow, but I trust your opinion way more than them. I'll totally tell you my thoughts when I watch it. I love it so far. There's some critiques about Season 3 that I do feel. I didn't feel like it was slow, personally. It goes bigger and crazier than the first two seasons does at some points, but it's very character-driven, I think, a little bit more so than the first two seasons, I'll say. It's not like action all the time or something insane all the time, so that might be part of it. There is a thing that it builds up to that I think some people weren't too keen on the execution in the end, I think. I'm trying to at least give my thought on it without spoiling anything, since I know you're going to be watching it. But yeah, definitely let me know. I really enjoyed it. I really don't know how I would rank those seasons though if I had to. I really don't. I really feel like Boys is one of those shows where it's like it's always here. Like they're always it's just so consistent. I do have a really strong soft spot for season 1. So I think if I did have to pick any one season, I might put season 1 above them if I had to, but I don't know. I would probably go season 1, 3, 2, actually. I don't know. Depends on my mood. Like I said, like it just depending on what I'm feeling or thinking of, or like a particular scene I think of, it just might shift around a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Damn, it's tough. It's so hard to it's so hard to talk about The Boys and rank it, man. They're just so good. Breaking. CW's Gotham Knights TV show canceled by DC. Is it anybody other than that one dude on Twitter talking about it now? That one reporter. I will search again. Okay, so far all the things I see are referencing Eric Davis's Twitter discussion on the live Twitter feed thing that they had going on. Nothing from the trades yet. No trade is talking about it yet. So once they report on it, sure, I'll run with it. Do I think it's going to survive all of this? I doubt it. But so far, I haven't seen anything that hard confirms its cancellation yet. Favorite movie of the year is The Northman. Found it particularly striking on so many levels, so well crafted and powerful emotionally. Have I seen it? If not, I'm not going to react to it. I have seen it. I did watch it in theaters. I do have a review on it, and I thought it was gorgeous. It was definitely not the movie that the trailers were marketing. Maybe that's one of the reasons that it kind of hurt its performance, but the movie was fantastic. It was visually stunning. The performances were gritty, real. It was a very visceral and uncomfortable movie, but it was also very, I don't know, ethereal in a lot of ways. I quite enjoyed it. I do wish that most people saw it. It might be in my top 10. I'd have to think about it, but I know somebody asked my top 3 earlier, and it definitely didn't break that for me. Zack Snyder is not coming back. Move on, people. I agree. Think that ship has sailed. Let's see. Do you think that they will recast Ezra Miller as the Flash? I vote for Ryan Reynolds. He can be Flash when he's not Deadpool. I don't know if I would like Ryan Reynolds as Flash, to be honest. I don't know. It could work, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think I don't. I don't want to poo on it, but I wouldn't run into that. Pun intended. Thomas Ellis as Lucifer was awesome and super funny. I do plan on reacting to that at some point. Let's see. Yeah. I do plan on watching Lucifer eventually. Especially after that cameo he made in the Arrowverse. From what I understand, the Lucifer from the Lucifer show is apparently nothing like the Lucifer from the comics. His personality was overhauled for the show, so they went a different direction. Yeah, I've heard that for sure. I definitely have heard that. But it is, by the machinations of it, they wanted to do that. But they had wanted to use Tom Ellis, or had considered using Tom Ellis in the Sandman adaptation. But I think that was because Netflix also still had Lucifer going on at the time, and he was working on other stuff, and they just decided to not bother with it. In the same way that they decided to go a different route with Constantine. Come on, I'm sure we can all agree the bat nipples were the best Batman. I hope I don't have to point out the sarcasm. Nope. Fully on display. You did buy it. Was a fan of the Buffy the Vampire series. Yes. Still to this day, one of my favorite 90s, early 2000s. It was groundbreaking in many ways. Would I like some sort of revival or movie or reboot series? Yeah, I would love to see like a revival or I pick up from it. I think we talked about this last weekend, I think it had the most disappointing finale I've seen for a series ever for me. But I love the show. I'd love to see a reboot or some kind of like revival or continuation, a limited series kind of event series for it. An event series, that'd be more aligned with what I was thinking. Willow? That's all I gotta say. Oh, please say it ain't so. I hear there will be a Crisis on Earth movie in a few years, few movies down. I don't want to see universes being erased from existence again. No, not this time, Oliver. Oh, this time, no, Oliver. I see a lot of people to bring them all back. Yeah, that's people keep saying that, but I don't see that being in the cards at all. And yes, this is chatting so far definitely helped with the stress and everything. So thanks. Oh, I'm glad, man. I'm glad. Ultra buddy, how are you doing, man? You've probably been asked this 1,000 times already, but what are your hopes for The Flash season 9? All I ask, what I would like to see is a celebration of what the show is. Like some way they can pay homage to the legacy of the show and the way that Arrow did its final season, where every episode and was kind of themed around something that connected to the seasons of the past. I would love to see, like, and in some way, like the universe as well, because it's the last vestige of this universe. So I feel like the Flash has a responsibility not just to close out itself, but the unfortunate baggage of also closing out the Arrowverse. So I want some kind of reverence and love and display of what the Arrowverse has been up to this point to be there as well. And then some dreams. I want Eddie in there as Cobalt Blue, and I want us to see Matt Letcher and the Barry lead into the origins of Thawne, bringing us full circle with the close of Barry becoming the lightning bolt that struck him in the first episode, creating the time loop of Barry Allen as the Flash. Dreaming big. I've been saying that She-Hulk has a great writing team for the comedy, so I think it's going to be great. Although if someone is looking for a pure superhero show, they're going to be disappointed. Yeah, it's all going to be expectations. And I went into this with this expectation. I know it's going for a courtroom, dramedy, sitcom kind of vibe, and I'm down for that. I think it looks hilarious. I would love to just see a slice of life superhero story with just some things to kind of creep their way in, which is kind of what I see in this, to the point where I'm almost kind of like, I don't want the MCU to just kind of bash in every episode, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. I think it looks charming as fuck so far. What I would do if I was WB was just make movies of each member of the Justice League to start off. Wonder Woman, Superwoman, Superman. What did I just say? Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Flash, and then Justice League. Whew, I think you missed a Batman in there. But no, that's how I would have done it. That is exactly how I would have done it too. I mean, that's with Batman being the Nick Fury of the DC universe. Yeah, that's exactly how I would have plotted it out if I had the choice. Let's see. Although superhero comics are more often more just superhero comics. For sure. Snake! What Guardians do you think might die in Volume 3? Just from... Snake! I think Drax is going to die, and I think Rocket might die. Me and my friend Billy have been arguing for years if Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is canon. I say sadly it's not, but he keeps debating on it. Could you straighten this out? I mean, there is nothing that says it is, but because of Multiverse of Madness, technically it is in the Marvel cinematic multiverse, but by all evidence, as far as the MCU's main 616 timeline is concerned, it's not. But fuck if I know. We'll see. That can change. The Superverse takes off, and there are more spin-offs besides Justice League. I want Superman and Lois style Batman and Robin show with Warren Christie as Batman. That would be awesome, but you will... Who knows? Was Zaslav in there? Well, no. With what he said at this board meeting, it might be even worse and harder to do this. Because because the previous regime would not let Batman be on TV. It wasn't going to happen. With Zaslav and things he said, I doubt we'll see Batman on TV. And I do fear for Superman Lois surviving too much longer, purely based on some of these comments that he's made. But I hope due to the quality of the show, it stands out and maybe can build something new in the wake of all of this tragedy. The sacrifice of the Arrowverse maybe, hopefully, can bear, like, fruit something else. I heard that snake in my head. Me too, man. I don't think I have to point out how I'm a Final Fantasy fan myself, too. I don't know what you're talking about. Sephiroth? I get it. Sephiroth, quite clearly in the name, man. I cannot wait for Remake Part 2, Rebirth, and I cannot wait for the third one. And I cannot wait for Crisis Core's remake later this year. My friend Jacob the Galaxy Man show channel on YouTube is telling me Power Rangers is doing multiverse now, and the new Power Rangers is in a different universe. Yeah. RPM was the first Power Ranger, I think the first Power Ranger series that was set in its own universe. And when they did the crossover, they had to bring them in from another universe. The Boom comics for Power Rangers have been playing with the multiverse for a while now. But yeah, Power Rangers is doing multiverse stuff for over a decade now, give or take. I bet if I tell you Run Up the Hill, I bet you'll know the song. Yeah. It's on my phone. That's why I would know it. Would you want a Woody movie now that they've done a Lightyear one, or just let the franchise be? Just let the franchise be. Just let it be. Went up to Walmart yesterday, and I finally have enough money saved up for a PS4. However, both Best Buy and Walmart and now GameStop don't have PS4s, and they tell me they're getting less and less. Yeah, they're getting phased out, man. Getting phased out. If you're interested, I have some inside info on a show you react to that's on Netflix for the new season, if you want to know. Is it like spoiler stuff? Tell me the show, and then I'll let you know if I want to know some sneaky stuff or not. I need to get a PS4 to play GTA Collection, GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I know I'm a little late because I hear the PS4 will be phased out for PS5, but better late than never. Is it only on PS4? I thought it was also on PS5, the collection. I know you can get it on PC. You can play it on a computer. But, yeah. Those are some great games, though. Hope you can get your hand on one so you can at least play it. Really? Black Adam? 500, 600 million? I think 800 million at least for the first Venom made that much. I feel like Venom has a little bit more market value than Black Adam does. I think Black Adam, the movie, is riding way harder on The Rock. And I don't know this. It's just how I feel. I feel like a lot of people are kind of getting tired of The Rock popping up and all kinds of stuff because it's getting repetitive. That's just a perception of mine that I have. Not saying that's a fact or anything or have data to back that up. It's just a vibe I got. And plus on top of that, you have like the stained, inconsistent brand that is DC. I don't know. I don't know if those things can balance out. I want to see Tom Cruise as Eobard Thawne's Reverse Flash in an upcoming DCU film. I don't think that's a good casting, actually. I don't think so. But, sure. To each their own. What's up, Elsnari? All Star-Lord is Indiana Jones in space with a crew. Pretty much, that is not wrong. Thanks for helping me out today. I'm glad we got you taken care of. Now, man, just be careful the links you click on, man, or you're going to get your account jacked again. Anyway, let's see. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is going to be a very emotional movie, going to need to bring tissues when I go watch it. Now, regardless of whatever happens in that movie, I do think this movie is going to bust box office. I feel like it's just fate designed it that way. One, to pay tribute to the original, to follow up on that and the characters, but on top of that, you have the passing and the remembrance that it is for T'Challa and, in turn, Chadwick Boseman. So I feel like this movie is going to, regardless of the quality or how it turns out, I think it's going to bust the box office open. Chris Pratt Indiana, stop rolling boulders with his... Dude, please. Yes. And yes, bad is only an opinion. I have a friend that loves the movie The Room. So yeah. Hey, I love The Room too. But it's a bad movie. I love The Room, man. I have seen that movie so many times. I don't see a need for an indie reboot. They are there and there's no need to remake. What? I'm not sure what you mean or we're trying to say there. There was a fourth Indiana Jones? I don't remember that. Maybe a bunch of aliens conked me out of nowhere and erased my memory of it. Lucky fool. You know, answer other questions. D23 is several days long. I believe Disney Plus Day just happens to be on one of those days, which will be Disney Plus focus, my guess. Fair enough. Do you have faith in DC's new plan? Not until they give me something tangible to have faith in. And I mentioned this before. You just popped in a little bit ago, but yeah. It's all fancy boardroom words. Until those words become tangible accomplishments, I have no opinion on what they've got going on. If they stick to their guns, if they follow through on that, I will. What they're saying is all the things I want to hear, but they've said these things before. So I know it's a new regime, new people, new guide, and somebody who's very zeroed in clearly on what he wants and his vision for this company now that he just spent a shit ton of money to buy it all. He's very invested in making this profitable, which Warner Brothers is not right now. So it's on his ass to make this happen. So will it turn out? Probably. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm not going to buy into it until they've got something that I'm willing to buy. Disney Plus Day is September 8th, and D23 is 9 through 11. Marvel's panel is 10 a.m. Saturday the 10th. Hell yeah. I was on Lord Doomcock's channel, All Hail the Future Ruler of the Earth, our future Lord and Master broadcasting at the center of the Earth. Lord Doomcock said that Zaslav is trashing everything. Yeah, I don't listen to Doomcock, man. I just don't. I love season 2 of The Witcher and really want more of that show and Henry in it. Me too. Sorry, I was at Walmart. No need to apologize. The Flash will either be reshot completely or scrapped. It will not be scrapped. Zaslav himself said in this boardroom meeting they plan on releasing Shazam 2, Aquaman, and The Flash. So, we'll see. Reshot? Maybe. Reshoots? To what extent? Are probably going to happen. But I don't think he's going to be willing to fork out the cash to reshoot the entire film and all of Ezra Miller's scenes with somebody else. And I don't think they've wasted too much money on it to scrap this one. Scrapping Batgirl, it ballooned to a point where it was a little above what they wanted it to be at. And the marketing costs and all kinds of other stuff would be more than the movie would get, and they aren't going to be getting enough. They would not get enough subscription money back out of it to warrant or justify it. The math doesn't add up for that. With The Flash, there's way too much on the line. They've spent too much money. There's no way to make money back on that. I don't even know if they could tax write that off to make the costs back. So I don't know. We'll see. I personally don't really believe that Henry would be much of a diva. Maybe after so much trouble from their side and for some of his pride, but even then, I can't know for sure, of course. See, that's what I think is weird too, but that's just what people have said. But I don't... Yeah, I feel like that would be a little... it's like, I don't know Henry Cavill or anything like that. This is not the vibe I get. So, but who knows? I don't know. We don't know. What's up, Busy? I just saw you pop up in the main chat, where the actual up-to-date chat, where I'm still like half an hour behind. What's up, man? How are you doing? Dave Chappelle is a variant of T'Challa or Will Smith. Will Smith, if you gave me a pick between those two. I wish we could see Robin in live action on a big screen. We haven't had one since Batman and Robin. Closest we got was a tease at the end of Dark Knight Rises. Yes, and I want a fucking kid to play Robin. I want a teenager playing Robin. If we do a Robin in live action, I want them to be a fucking kid. No, like 27-year-old playing a 17-year-old or any of that. Indiana Jones was more of a non-power hero. He was my own Batman. Yeah, I feel you there. Do the Peacemaker dance in one of my season 2 reactions. Then that comes out, please. But there's probably going to be a new dance for season 2 with a new song. Dude, that's the thing I've been thinking about too, because I still listen to that track from Wigwam in the car and every time, and it's just such an earworm of a song, man. Like, I don't know how they're going to, how are you going to, are they going to keep the same track? New dance, new cast, new dance, same dance, new season, same dance, same song, new song, same dance, new song, new dance? What are they going to do? That first one was just such a magical combination. D&D movie looks like pure fun. It looks like what you envision in your head when you're at a table playing D&D, to me. Speaking of Peacemaker, that's going to be the most surprising show I've seen this year, and it's came to expectations versus what we got. Like, I loved it. Dude, me too. Me freaking too. I'd love to see Seth Rogen in a Marvel film. Sure, I'm sure there's a place for him in there somewhere. Would I say Young Justice is as good as Justice League the Animated Series? No. But it's really good. I started learning the Peacemaker dance. Hell yeah. Do you remember the first movie you ever saw in theaters? It was Jurassic Park. It was the original run of Jurassic Park. I don't remember much of that movie experience. I remember vividly the opening sequence and annoying the shit out of my dad because he's the one that took me to it. Because I kept, like, it was the scene where Grant and them are at the dig site and, you know, they're in the desert and there's the whole thing with the raptors, and I kept poking my dad, being like, when did the dinosaurs show up? Like, that's all I remember. Who knows? For all I know, he might have got frustrated and kicked me out of the theater. I don't remember. I just vividly remember that. So yeah, I don't know. What is a better show? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Zeo, Turbo, Time Force, or Lightspeed Rescue? Dude, I gotta hands down say Mighty Morphin. Like, I have a huge, strong bias and opinion on that show, so quality and all that and writing may have improved, but I will watch Mighty Morphin 1,000 times over any of the other ones. What's my favorite movie theme song? Jurassic Park, I think, is probably the one that sticks into my head the most. That or Star Wars, man. Both John Williams, though. I love Lightspeed Rescue because Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue was the first Power Rangers created by humanity, while the others were made by extraterrestrial science or magic. I kind of don't like when humans create the Rangers, personally. But yeah. Lightspeed was a good one, man. I didn't like the Zords in Lightspeed, though. I didn't like when the Zords were vehicles, personally, in any of the seasons. Not specifically to Lightspeed, but just any of them. Why does the Eternals movie mention Batman? Why not? Batman's not in their universe. They're aware of it. Pop culture's in there. They mention aliens. They mention Star Wars. They mention all kinds of stuff. Why not? The DC universe mentions Marvel characters all the time. Ragu. I love ragu sauce. Me too. Out of curiosity, have I ever fallen asleep while making a reaction? No. No, I have not. No, not yet. Coffee and caffeine, man. I trust the Daredevil show. I hope. Holding out hope, man. Whether it's 10 episodes or 23, does a story rely too much on non-vital episodes? Not so much filler, because those are often used for character growth, but are they useful? It's got to be made useful. You're right. Non-vital episodes can further characters. We've seen a lot of that in recent television where non-vital episodes really just kept all the characters in the same spot they started the episode in. So, that's why it all comes down to execution. Like the X-Files. Kevin Feige just gave us a Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, you just made me want turkey and gravy now. I swear, if Barry in The Flash picks up a turd from the toilet and throws it, my point will be proven. What? I don't get that reference. Wonder Woman 3 should be set in the 90s. If it was directing it, would see Wonder Woman in the 90s walking into a Kmart, and we see kids' electronics section playing Super Nintendo and Sega. On top of that, I don't know if it was all that big, but hills. All kinds of great little Radio Shack. Love the 90s. So many great memories. It was, yeah. I was alive throughout all of it. So, yeah, for sure. Lots of 90s memories for me. Watching The Sandman tonight as well. Let me know what you think next week, man. I liked Wonder Woman 84, just not as a movie. Going to Kmart, playing Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, and going to nice in-house restaurant. I had a discussion with someone a little while ago that, as a person, said that Kevin Feige is the only purely a businessman, and I didn't agree on that at all. No, he's a fan of these characters. He also knows how to tell a story. He's definitely not just a business person. Yeah, Kevin Feige's also pretty creative. Zaslav is mostly I agree 100% with what CBM's saying here. From what we know about him, he's not a creative. Years ago, the CW mentioned World War, never did anything happen with it. Don't recall what you're referring to. Once they formed DC Studios, they should bring in Greg Berlanti. He's a triple threat, writer, producer, director. He was in charge of the Arrowverse before he left to create Love, Simon Universe. Yeah, I'd be all for Greg running the ship, man. Secret Spidey is actually Barry Allen. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on that. I tried watching The Northman. I stopped watching it 5 minutes in. The part where they got on the hands and knees and started barking like dogs, that was some weird-ass shit. I mean, it's the culture. I thought it was great. It was weird for me, because I'm from America, but, like, that's what these groups used to do back in the day, man. People who had these worships, these beliefs, they committed. I found it fascinating. Weird, but fascinating. Sean Wick. Hellfire Club t-shirt is coming in next week. Cannot wait. You'll finally get to join the club. I think I've got 3 now. Who's my favorite voice actor and in what role? Fuck. I don't know. Kevin Conroy is Batman. Mark Hamill is Joker. Those are probably if we're talking specifically voice actors, those are the first 2 that come to mind for me. Kevin Conroy is Batman and Mark Hamill, man. Yuri Lowenthal's coming to mind, but I just think of Sasuke when I think of him, even though he's Spider-Man in the PS4 game. Yeah, I'm going to go with Mark Hamill. Heather, thank you for the super chat. Just sending some channel appreciation your way. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. You didn't need to do that. None of you guys need to super chat or anything like that, but it is definitely appreciated. Anything that comes into the channel goes back into the channel, whether it's making improvements to the setup, improvements to the equipment, or helping with editors. Because I do have some help with editing some of these shows now, and it's all thanks to the super chats, to the patrons, and the YouTube members, man. Without you guys, it would be quite the struggle, and we wouldn't be able to put out nearly as many reactions as we have. We wouldn't be able to dip into the movie reactions and stuff that I've been doing like we have. It's really all from that support and all that we've been able to do any of that stuff. I'm going to react to What We Do in the Shadows. I was considering adding that in as a series. I've seen how many episodes have we watched? I think like the first 4 or 5 episodes of season 1. That's about all I recall watching. I haven't got too far into it. I really like that. The movie, I loved the movie, and I really loved the vibe of the first season. Did we finish it? I didn't think we finished the whole season. I don't know. I don't remember. All I know is, I don't remember her name. The female vampire man, for whatever reason, I know the reason. I crush on her hard, man. To see the latest teaser for She-Hulk. They finally addressed who is stronger. In the previous trailers, it looked like she was, but better than him in every way. And then they have different strengths. I don't know why that's such a big deal for some people, man. But, no, I haven't watched the teaser yet, but you're not the first person that's mentioned that here today. What's up, Julieta? You're the coolest person ever. Aw, no, but I'm glad you think so. Completely agree with your thoughts on Flash Season 9. Despite having some of the Arrowverse's lowest lows, I think it has some of the highest highs. I would love to see Kyle Gallner guest star as Impulse. Oh, yes, that would be wild. Yeah, from Smallville. Dude, that would be really cool. I don't know what the story need would be for it or how they could bring that in but other than cracking into the multiverse, obviously, but maybe even just guest star at all would be fun. Man, him as the Flash, Impulse, whoever, he had like all of the name cards so that they never had to truly specify which one he was. He was the first live action Flash. That's a lie. John Wesley Shipp was my first live action Flash because I would rent those the VHSs from Hollywood Video all the time and watch them. And but Kyle, man, he was like, I don't know, something about it felt like that was my Flash growing up when I was watching Smallville. He was so cool, and the way they had the special effects for the speed when I was growing up, I always loved seeing him pop up. Again, I'm going to recommend Buffy the Vampire Slayer continuation comics from Dark Horse. They're amazing. They have Angel continuation, a bunch of spinoffs. Have I seen the Metallica Hellfire Club t-shirts for sale on Netflix's merch shop? It's also on their website as well. I want it, but they're limited, so countries ship to countries to ship, so which South Africa is one of them. I haven't seen those shirts. I'm going to have to look into that. No worries. Dark Veil was based on 4 drag queens, but Shea was the photo referenced by the artist. Shea was being cast as a Marvel character in Ironheart. Just seems likely that they are playing that part. Oh, okay. Again, way better way that could have been worded when that was brought up earlier. From, I think, I'm not going to name names right now, but the person that had mentioned that previously and the way that it was mentioned could have definitely been worded way more better. Way more better. Just like that sentence I just said. Could have been worded a lot better. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1 takes place during Captain America 2, and Lady Sif is in it. Yes, I've seen Season 1 and I've seen Season 2. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's about it, I think. Boop. But let's see. I can't wait for Rebirth and Part 3 either, or my chance to play Crisis Core finally. But FF7 all the way. It's my favorite Final Fantasy, hands down. Don't care how overblown, overrated people think it is, whatever. It's my favorite. Fuck it, I don't care. Cloud Strife is one of my favorite video game characters of all time. So people go, shut up. Can't wait. Have you never played Crisis Core? Not even on the PSP or any of that, or emulated it? It's really good. And I can't wait for a bunch of people to get their hands on it for the first time. I don't think Barry should become the Lightning Bolt. I think Thawne should do something that turns Barry into the Lightning Bolt during the final fight. Flash wins the fight, destroys Thawne, but in return also creates himself, which creates Thawne technically. I don't know, isn't that the same thing? Kinda. From a census of 1, I'm getting sick of The Rock. And one, the one is me, by the way. So how many time periods will Black Adam have? Let's see. We have Ancient Times, Black Adam Home Era, where he sees the family get killed, and we get his powers in the 40s with the Justice Society, and then Modern Times with Superman. Yeah, pretty much. It's definitely going to be kind of like the Eternals. It's going to be all over the place time-wise. Black Panther will dunk on the box office. I can't see a situation where it won't. I'm excited to see Black Adam because of Dr. Fate and The Rock. The Dr. Fate in live action is the main thing I'm excited for out of that movie. So Black Adam is a time traveler. No, he just doesn't age like normal people. He's not time traveling. Unless Fate is time traveling him. Exactly, but it's a perfect comparison. Bad doesn't have to mean bad, you know. Exactly. Something being bad and enjoying it are two different things. Chris Pine as Cyclops. Thoughts? Oh, that could work. I think that would work. His charm could probably bring that character up a little bit, but I don't know, man. Somehow, they managed to take James Marsden and make him a wooden stick. And he is one of the most charming dudes I see on screen. And he just acts with CGI cartoon animals anymore. Wait, there's an Indiana Jones 4? I don't have that movie. Lucky you. Let the Toy Story franchise be until Andy has a kid, and his mission is to find his old toys for his newborn son. Oh, that'd be a cool way to wrap it back around. Told a buddy to watch The Room once. She watched The Room. She loved it, but very sad. Then I watched The Room. Very sad. Brie was awesome, though. Oh, she watched Room. Oh, I was confused. I was like, what are you talking about? I haven't seen Room. Just The Room. So now that makes sense. Okay, I was like, wait a minute, what are we talking about? I have to start my campaign soon with the boys. Well, have fun, man. Kick some butt. Roll some 20s. Speaking of Toy Story, I hope Lightyear gets a sequel that pulls from the early 2000s animated show, and we get to see a Woody TV series, have a classic Western series like The Lone Ranger. Could be fun. Hey, Omni. Michael Peel here. Just wanted to pop in to say hello. Gotta get some sleep. I've been working on my writing all day. Hope you're doing well, good brother. Thanks for stopping in, man. I really appreciate it. I hope you got my message earlier. Because I was kind of concerned about that. Assuming you're the same Michael Peel that joined Patreon earlier today. Yeah. Check your Patreon, because I sent you a message. Let's see. We got somebody. Looks like somebody's spamming in the chat. Never saw Peacemaker. I heard the Justice League made a cameo in Peacemaker, and what's up with this Peacemaker dance? Watch the show, because it's the best thing DC's made in a long time. Jurassic Shark. Have no bias. Mighty Morphin is better, period. Your prayer reaction was awesome, Omni. Oh, thank you, Jason. I really appreciate that. It was kind of a last-minute decision. What's up, James? Coming in. We're almost caught up, I think. We're almost caught up, and I can almost get some food. Long-time viewer, first time joining the stream. Well, man, welcome. We do this every Saturday at 4 p.m. We are running about 50 minutes overtime because I was so behind on everybody's chats and stuff. So we're still hanging out and chatting at the moment. Yo, I want a turkey too. Still can't get over the fact that you're 34. Yep. Can't turn that back, can we? Best part of Thanksgiving, all the different kinds of potatoes and yams. Don't actually like turkey, but it's okay. Cranberry sauce, but potatoes. Yeah, Thanksgiving's all about the mashed potatoes and the meat for me. Blockbuster, Radio Shack, all the great stuff are sadly gone today. Bottle episodes are the best episodes of television. Strokes of genius, usually brought on by budget constraints or scheduling problems in which they can only use a handful of actors on one set. It's hit or miss, man. It's hit or miss, but you're not wrong. Sometimes constraints like that are wild and can pull together some really creative stuff. And I think Legends did a really good job with that a lot of the time. Sometimes not so much, but still. Michael is rapidly aging. Yes, I am. I think. I found some more gray hairs. Maybe 34 today, but he'll be 50 tomorrow. I wake up feeling 50 every morning. That counts. Air high five. Thought we watched the first full season. Yeah, I read that earlier. I don't think we did. I feel like we didn't. I can check my Hulu history because there's not much on it. One great episode comes to mind. The first episode of season 3 of The West Wing. It took place in the White House cafeteria. Excuse me. Followed 4 actors discussing complex situations surrounding 9/11. Never watched The West Wing, but like I said, it can be done. It just takes a lot of creativity and talent. Doesn't always happen. Sonic 3 Goes Eggs theme. Snake. Holidays next week. I'm gonna binge Sandman and watch Prey. Might go to Super Pets. Can't wait. Good night, Omni. Have a great week. So many comments tonight. You deserve your channel growth. Oh, thank you, man. Have fun. Let me know what you think of Sandman and Prey and Super Pets if you go check it out. I was pleasantly surprised by Super Pets, not gonna lie. It's not something I would like rush out and go watch again or anything, but I had a pleasant surprise. I think waiting for streaming isn't going to be the wrong thing to do with that film, but as a DC fan, I felt quite serviced by it. One of those t-shirts says my friend was a castaway and all I got was this crappy shirt. I wonder if you've ever seen Ruby. I've seen season 1 of Ruby. That's it. I never continued it. After a month, I've said this on quite a few chats, but I don't know that I've seen you pop in here before, so for you. SQX, Barto. I stopped watching once Monty Ohm died. Because once he passed away, I just lost interest if somebody else was going to be handling his creation. Because, I don't know, after he passed, like, Red vs. Blue, Ruby, I just, the quality of the action felt like it took a huge dip. Noticeably in Red vs. Blue, the episodes he animated versus the ones they did later were leagues and far between in quality. I followed him from his early YouTube days with the Haloid videos he made, and then the what was it, the Dead Fantasy videos series he had going on. Those were phenomenal. He's missed, man. One word, that's 2. Anything interesting that you're watching that isn't a reaction? Honestly, if I'm not reacting to it, I haven't really been watching much of anything. A lot of my time between doing recordings and stuff is watching other people's reactions. I've been trying to watch the Digimon reboot that came out in 2020, but I'm only like 4 episodes into it. I keep getting pulled off onto other stuff, but yeah. Captain America 4 New World Order was announced. New World Order 1. I wonder if his Antichrist is involved. What? Why would you think why would you immediately jump to Antichrist? I'm confused. But yeah, we talked about all the Marvel announcements in a live stream a few days ago. About a week or 2 ago. I couldn't get past some of the sneak sections in Crisis Core. That's because you're a shitty gamer. You're not a gamer. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Agreed and no. I never got the chance for a Crisis Core. PSP was too small at the screen, and when I got to emulating games, I never thought of it, to be honest. I got a PSP emulator purely so I could play this Japanese Digimon game that never released here. But yeah, I agree with you though with the Crisis Core and PSP and handheld games in general. Other than Pokemon games, I struggled really hard at focusing on games like playing Birth by Sleep and Crisis Core was quite the chore, but I enjoyed it. Those games were great. It was just unfortunate they were on the PSP. Thankfully though, I got the TV adapter for my PSP, so I just hooked it into my TV and I just basically used the PSP as a controller while the game was on my TV. But those weren't easy to come by, those adapters. So I don't blame you. Did you hear that Ben Affleck is coming back as Batman? Yes. Rumors are that he's popping up and making a cameo in Aquaman, replacing Michael Keaton's cameo in Aquaman, supposedly. I won't see The Room. Why not? Why not? I think everybody should see The Room. I'm pretty sure the Justice Society segments in Black Adam take place in modern day. I don't know. We'll have to see. That'd be a weird change of things for JSA. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. That's my attempt at a Tommy Wiseau. What a funny story, Mark. Oh. Just a little chicken. Cheep, 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 cheep. Ah. Oh, we should order a pizza. I already ordered pizza. You think of everything. Something tells me Flash Season 9 will give us nothing the fans have been asking for. I can see Cobalt Blue happening because of the tease, but for some reason, I do not expect them to do Reverse Flash's origin or have Barry become the Lightning Bolt. Who knows, man? Who knows? We'll see. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of Crystal Skull is epic, awesome, and legendary. All my other friends are pissing on it and pretending it does not exist. That's all we've been doing all day today, anytime it came up, man. I don't like that movie. And I'm one of those people that just pretends it doesn't exist. So, sorry. When me and my friends play D&D, all the enemies roll 20s. We end up hitting each other. Hey, man, sometimes it just happens like that. Dude, our DM one session like 2-3 weeks ago. Dude, his dice were just blessed one night or whatever. He had like 10, 11, 20s in that session, which is ridiculous. I want to make a stop motion where a person dies and goes to the gelatinous cube using Jello. That would be cool. You're like, that movie is horrible, or what is the Kingdom of Crystal Skull you speak of? Those are the right responses. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They're not right. But it's the funny responses. Joseph Quinn needs security ASAP. He is in Italy on vacation with his family and friends and is being stalked by fans. They were trying to break into the pool area at the hotel where they're staying. Yeah. Dude, he's glowed up when it came to his visibility in the world. You know, he just played some small roles here and there that nobody would really think much of, but that Stranger Things fame, man. Yeah, he needs to look into that, getting some security, because some people just can't distinguish reality from anything else, and it's just weird. Bird. What if I turn out to be right, though? What if the Flash movie does turn out to be the movie equivalent of Duke Nukem Forever? I wouldn't be surprised. How about an animated Woody movie voiced by none other than Woody Harrelson? Go for it, man. You're 34? That's like older than me. Not sure how old you are, Sean, but I guess so. Yes, I'm the same Michael Peel. I just looked at my Patreon. Thank you for the message. Sure, just respond and let me know what you want to do if that was what you intended to do, because I want to make sure no one's getting, like, ripped off or anything. Now that we got our Sandman, can we get Swamp Thing or Hellblazer? Dude, Swamp Thing just needs to come back. Can we get a Swamp Thing revival? That season 1 was beautiful. So good. And if we get a Hellblazer, I know they won't, but I want Matt Ryan, man. I think he needs his show back. I think putting him being on that show on NBC was just, or ABC, whichever fucking channel it was on, was just a mistake. Because that season, I haven't finished it yet, but it's so good. He's so good as that character. Damn it. A lot of the community did bottle episodes, just used it to do intense character interactions, although they have some hilarious fake bottle episodes, clip show episodes. Still never watched the community. Pixar's Woody Disney Plus series starring Robert Downey Jr. There was an episode of Star Trek Voyager where it was the holographic doctor in therapy because one of his patients died and he felt guilt for having to choose who lived. It was a filler, but I loved it. That's great. That's great. Has anyone seen A Suspicious Box? Snake still isn't responding. I'm the bestest and strongest gamer. Bumblebee is directed by Travis Knight. You would watch it? Or you should watch it. I still need to watch Bumblebee. It's the only Transformers film I haven't seen yet. When I emulated games, I mostly emulated Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, Xenosagas 1, 2, and 3. The only games I've ever emulated have always been Pokemon games for some reason up until recently. Because the ancient texts from various Bibles describe the ancient is declaring New World Order and the world taking over. I have a religious friend who was in church stream and was always talking about that. Yeah, don't expect the MCU to go into anything like that. If anything, it's just Hydra or something else. Yeah, it's not going to be the Antichrist. We kept feeling like the Fantastic Four movie. Not here yet? Oh, hi, Mark. I was never on chat before. I watched many of your reactions. Monty is surely missed. The creator is still following his ideas and story. I think he wrote maybe even volume 10's worth of story. Okay, that's interesting, though. I did see that there's a reboot coming out. Did they stop the main show or no? I just haven't been following it. I haven't followed Rooster Teeth in general outside of Death Battle since like season 13 of Red vs. Blue. Or 14. See, I think season 14. Respect for the impressions. Thank you. I already made that Mark joke. Justice Force was 1,265 frames. Jeez. Next month, we have Andor, Lord of the Rings, and Cobra Kai Season 5. Yep. All while She-Hulk is still going on. Also, Bad Batch comes out next month, too. Or is that the month after? Just Andor is still continuing on. I've mapped it all out on a calendar that I've been trying to keep along with. I rolled 37 ones one session. Did you actually keep track? That is abysmal luck if that's real. Master Chief says hello. What's up, Master Chief? How you doing? Best D&D sessions are the ones where even the DMs are rolling 2s and 3s, so all the weapons are misfiring and the bard is getting chased by the whole tavern. Hilarious tests of innovation. Agreed. I'm 31, still remember floppy disks. Oh, I've got a lot of floppy disk memories. Won't talk about. Anyway, to this day, my mom still wants a new Windows 95 PC. That stuff makes a person feel old. I remember getting our first Windows PC. Dude, I think we had shoot. The first computer I had was that I learned to use that we had in our house was using MS-DOS. I don't even remember. I can't even remember how to use it now, though. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. Sandman. Speaking of Joseph Quinn, a lot of new Stranger Things fandom is becoming My Hero Academia fans. And not in a good way, which is a problem for good new fans. What's the correlation there? Cobra la 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 lame. Just started episode 1 of Sandman just a minute ago. What'd you think? Will I watch Cobra Kai season 5? Hell yeah. I've been watching I've been covering every season. I think Jonathan might die in season 5, like maybe early in the season, because it would give Will more motivation and hate for Vecna. Steve plus Nancy can happen, and he ain't going to be relevant at all, really, in 4. Maybe. Possibly. Plus, it'd be shocking for an early season kill. And they've got unresolved stuff between him and Nancy, so it'd be unfortunate if they never get to resolve it. That'd be something that really kind of weighs on them. Mostly meant emulating PS games. Oh, for sure. I think Will sacrifice himself in season 5 ending. Oh, that would hurt. The Demogorgon got me. No, says you can't do campaign and then be on a stream. I can't wait for Mel Gibson to start filming Lethal Weapon 5. Now I want to have Roger Murtaugh and Martin Riggs. I've never seen a single Lethal Weapon movie. And are they making a 5? Do you still have the calendar? Or is that what Snake stole? I still have it. The main show is still on, but they postponed Volume 9 for early next year, and the other Ruby show is a Japanese anime, where the story starts from Volume 1 and branches out onto an original story. Okay, that makes sense. Regardless, I think 11 or Will is going to go sacrifice. If so, I hope it's Will, like no hate, but just like 11 more. I don't want any of them to die, but honestly, I could see a world where 11 sacrifices herself. There's a stop motion Swamp Thing series on YouTube, I think. Interesting. Gonna head out. Gonna take care. Have a good week, bro. Take care. You too. Thanks for stopping in. Just sent a response on Patreon. I'll have to check that out after the stream, and I'll get back to you. I mostly remember M-DOS being blue. Very, very blue. I remember it being green. Maybe it was just the monitors. MH fans, primarily on Twitter, from what I can see, are pretty toxic. Just slam Spider-Man with a book, he'll die. That's really every fandom now, to be honest. You're right. You are not wrong. Nice Green Ranger mask behind you. Thank you. It's been there as long as I've had this set up, actually. Let's see. Yeah, for me to pop stuff up, it's not up to date yet. I'm gonna go ahead and bang out these last couple ones, and then we'll call it a stream. I started digging into Death Battle, and some of their old battles are wrong. Some of them they did rematches for and clarified a couple of things. There are some I agree with, there are some I don't. I think they are right more times than they're not. But yeah. A lot of me and my friends would kind of do our own, and a buddy of mine went real hard into physics and scaling and stuff, and like fixing their calculations for certain fights, man. So yeah, we've binged and had our debates and talks on their choices versus what we thought as a group. Sometimes it lines up, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, it was a lot of fun always talking about that stuff. Remember a time when the internet was not public yet. I'm glad I don't look or feel my age. Roll to 1. Still waiting for that Steven Spielberg DC film. Probably isn't going to happen. Have a good one, man. I'm hearing that The Flash will not rewrite anything, but will preserve everything from the same shared multiverse and a new third timeline with Flash will create Nicholson be the Joker. Yeah, I don't know where the hell you're getting that from. Blackhawk, I think, was the name. It was being written by Spider-Man, Jurassic Park, and that new Zoe Kravitz. Name is India, and I like your videos. Well, welcome, India. I'm actually about to sign off, but thanks for tuning in. Just popping in. We do this every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks everybody for the super chats. For everybody for the the conversations and topics that got me ranting off course to where we were almost an hour behind on the messages themselves. But it's been fun. Thank you guys. I'll see you all in the next video, or I will see you guys next week on the next live stream.